It's because you support Trump. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you guys already know the rules. I heard that Parker has had a handful of pretty crazy guests today. Is that true, chat? Is that true as Parker had a handful of pretty crazy guests, y'all? Let me know down below. Yo, love to have all the Parker Raiders. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay, I'll take that as a no, and I'm going to ban you too. Sammy, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. Sammy, thank you so much. That is Sammy spelled Samii. Thank you for the love, Sammy. Sammy says, I hate the quote-unquote he's making jobs argument. 5.4% of Americans don't have multiple jobs, myself included, and I'm barely getting by. I don't need another job, but I do need affordable housing and rent, etc. One thing that Donald Trump didn't run on, that he hasn't done and that he won't do, is affordable housing. And the fact that like nobody on the right cares, the fact that nobody on the right gives a shit is just completely outrageous. But Sammy, thank you for the $20. I really appreciate that. Show some love to Sammy down below, everybody. Please make sure to show some love to Sammy, you guys. W Sammy's all around, so based. Welcome in, Aaron. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, howdy, man.
I think I'm 39.
Okay, all right. And you support who I consider to be the worst president of your 39 years of life. We're all dying to learn why. Why do you support Trump?
Not the worst one.
I mean, I think he is. In like your life, definitely.
In my life.
Oh yeah,
Well,
for sure.
I think he's done really good things. I think that him and JD Vance have really normalized men wearing makeup. I'm on your team, dude. I love you. Keep doing it.
We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone give us a minute, y'all. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here, guys. Go to Put a Maga with your age down below in that chat if you want to join. Banned because he's breaking the rules. We got Ben loading up in here, guys. Only join if you actually support Trump. We got Ben connecting to the stream literally right now. Literally right now. Welcome in, Ben. Do you support Trump?
Hey, what's up, Dean? Yeah, I do. How are you?
You know what? I'm doing fantastic today. I got my new chair. I'm feeling good. I'm comfortable, and I'm ready to win some debates. Ben, take it away. Why the hell do you support President Donald Trump as president?
Well, let me start off by saying you're definitely going to win the debate. I've been watching you for a long time. I want to thank you because I've learned quite a bit on your page.
Do you mind if I ask you how old you are real quick?
32.
Okay.
February 12th, 1993.
It's very respectful of you, man. Well, why do you still support him?
Well, I may be one of those that's a little misled, but I just jumped in your queue because I seen how hard of a time you're struggling to find some real people.
I feel like it's not too bad today. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just jumped in like 15 minutes ago. I seen how long it took you yesterday, and I was like, jeepers, criminy. But so my initial reasoning for supporting Trump was because I thought that our country would have a better chance at safety. And, obviously I'm aware of the fact that a lot of his promises haven't been brought to the table. I guess I had a couple questions for you. So for people like me who thought things were going to be one way and clearly haven't seen some results that we expected to see and seen a lot of ignorance and stuff. Like, what do we do now? Where do we go? Like,
I'll tell you.
How do we make that change?
Well, what you do is you stop supporting him and you go to the people in your life that also support him, that trust you, that confide in you, that you trust, that you confide in, and you voice your same thoughts, feelings, and opinions, and you hopefully change their mind too. That's what you should do. I'm going to be honest. That is absolutely what you should do, right? Maybe.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm kind of one of the few in my family that supported Trump. I'm a blue collar guy. I've been doing construction work my whole life and surrounded by a bunch of conservative people, and my family not so much. But I've shared these thoughts with them and stuff, and I've learned probably more on your page than I have in history class in high school. But like, I don't know like what to do as an individual outside of just telling my family, hey, this guy's.
Honestly, I'd say you're like truly your only burden as a private blue collar working citizen would be to vote in the midterms and make sure you vote for the right candidates that are going to actually want to make our country better. No, I mean, I really appreciate you for coming up here, being kind and being open-minded. I'm really happy to hear that you've done some deconstruction on your support for Trump over the course of the last 200 or so days, and I think that's awesome. But yeah, vote in the midterm, and if there's any local protests going on in your area, maybe you should show up, man. I think that's pretty cool. But guys, please only hop in that queue if you are actively a Trump supporter, so we could bring you up here and have a conversation. And if you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio, as well as in the pinned message over in that YouTube stream. And I really appreciate everyone for all the love. Hello. Do you support Trump?
I do, and I just want to say, like, I am like
How old
want
are
to be
you?
educated more about Trump, so that's I just want to get that out there.
How old are you?
And I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2006.
What month?
March 3rd. Yeah.
March 3rd, you'd actually be 19. Band, moving on to the next guest. We got DJ Perez loading up in the box. Here we go, everyone. Just give us a minute so we could get that next guest up here. Welcome in, DJ. Do you support Trump?
What's up, Dean? Yes, sir.
Dude, no. Dude, stop it right now, quite frankly.
What?
Stop supporting
What do you
Trump.
mean?
He sucks.
Dude, no.
Yes.
Stop it.
He's so bad, bro.
No, stop it. I'm talking to some guy on TikTok, Mom. My mom's really a bigger Trump supporter than me.
Let me debate
You
you
wanna
both.
talk to her?
Yeah, get her on the mic.
Mom, do you want to debate this guy? No. Why not? What are you scared of?
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it. I'm not scared, dude. I'm not scared, dude.
Okay. All right. Yo, listen here, my friend. Do you consider yourself a patriot?
Nah, not really. Not gonna lie.
Do you care about our Constitution?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you know that Donald Trump has signed executive orders into law that explicitly violate it? Like EO number 14160, which repealed...
No, sir. Nope.
Yes, sir.
Fake news. You're reporting fake news.
No, this was signed into law on January 20th this
All right,
year.
let me see your source. Let me see your source.
The fucking White House, kid. The White House is my source. Yeah, because it's an executive order.
I don't go off of word of mouth, buddy. I need to see the source.
You want it, like, you literally want to see it?
Yeah, what's your claim? Repeat your claim, buddy.
That Donald
Repeat it.
Trump signed an executive order into law day one that attempted to ban birthright citizenship for the kids of undocumented immigrants
Okay,
born on
read me
American
the
soil.
bill. Read me the bill word by word. We're gonna break this shit down right now.
You know what?
Read me the bill word for word.
You know what's actually crazy?
Because you know the funny thing with you, we have to read in between the lines with people like you.
You want to know? You know what? You want to know what's crazy? I know that you're asking me that to be like hyperbolic, assuming that I can't. But the funny thing is I fucking can. Here it is, my friend. Among the categories of individuals born in the United States and not subject to the jurisdiction thereof, the privilege of the United States citizenship does not automatically extend to persons born in the U.S. One, when the person's mother was unlawfully present in the United States, and two, when the father was not a United States citizen or lawful permanent resident at the time of said person's birth, and two, when the person's mother's presence in the United States at the time of said person's birth was unlawful but temporary.
Dude, this is so irrelevant. Nobody cares about any of this.
Bro, this is the literal
literally-
language of the
this is
executive
quite
order that you
literally-
asked me for.
No, Dean. This is quite literally the most irrelevant thing you could have ever brought up. But first of all, I thought the question was, why do I support Trump? So I don't even know how we're on this topic.
Kyle, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. You know what? Kyle reminded me of something. Get pushed!
I don't know what that means.
That means get pushed.
All right. Well, anyways, can I tell you why I support Trump?
No,
Okay.
just kidding. Go for it.
I support Donald Trump because of the T people in sports, professional sports.
Dude, you make me want to throw up in my mouth, and here's why. Dude, just think about what you're saying real quick. Think
It's fact.
about what you're
I
saying here.
value
Real quick.
propaganda.
Okay. First of all, we cannot directly talk about...
It's Dean.
You're muting yourself. I just had my hand in the air and you muted... This guy. Listen.
Stop muting me.
I'm not muting you. You're muting yourself. This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing for you. What are you doing?
Dude, you stop muting me?
I have both of my hands in the air. I'm not
Yeah,
muting
now you do. I had to unmute myself. Come on, Dean. Let's get with it. Come on.
Dude, this guy got issues, dude. Megan with a $1 on Venmo saying, get pushed. Let's go, Megan. Okay, listen. So first and foremost, there's only 10 trans women in the NCAA, right?
Too
Did
many.
You know, 10 too many? 10 too many. All right. So I have a question. If you think that, A, this is an infringement upon women's rights, which is debatable, and two, right? A and two, A and B, that you are just such a victor of women's rights and you truly care about them so much, and like 10 trans women in the NCAA is just too many, and you're willing to cancel the health care of 10 million Americans just to make sure there's 10 trans women can be in the NCAA,
I
etc.
care about women so much, yes.
Right. You are willing
Second
to do
option.
nearly anything to right even a single wrong, right?
No, Dean, I'm just talking about this one in specific topic. Why do you have to go to all these different... Just because I support somebody for one thing doesn't mean I want to take healthcare away from people. You never asked me about that. I could be healthcare for all. You never know. I'm just saying.
Right, but the point of the argument would be as follows. You're basically telling us that all things considered, when we look at and we examine everything that Donald Trump has done, you ultimately still do support him, as you think that the pros outweigh the cons, and the one identifiable pro would
Over
be him,
Kamala, yeah,
reducing the ability for like 10 trans women to be in the NCAA. Meanwhile, the cons are things like canceling healthcare for 10 million Americans, reducing the purchasing power of 150 million Americans. One moment, taking 3 million Americans off of food stamps, so on and so forth. Right?
That's it?
No, that's not it, right? He also signed an executive orders into law that explicitly contradict the Constitution. He himself is an adjudicated rapist that is literally perved on naked teenage girls and grown adult women in their private alone changing rooms without their consent. So it's funny that you bring up trans women competing in women's sports.
Yeah.
Now imagine one of them was actually a man, not a woman, perving on naked women in their dressing rooms.
You know, Dean, I have a
That's
question. You have a girlfriend, right?
Uh-huh.
Imagine you had a kid, right, with your girlfriend, and then eventually your kid wanted to play sports or something, right? And then imagine your kid, right, was like a girl or something, right? And then your girl is a boxer, and then she goes up against a girl, but she's really a dude. And then he beats her ass. How would you feel about that?
Okay, well, first and foremost, I don't know how many times I need to repeat this. TikTok does not let us talk about trans individuals. They consider it hate speech. They ban me. They ban you. All right, but I'd like to clarify. I think that trans women are women. I don't think that trans women are dudes. Wow. And I actually have a question for you. Are you Christian?
I don't consider myself with religion.
Okay, you're atheist. Got it. So do you think that like Christians are valid in referring to their God as a he, him?
I don't really know because it's not my religion, you know? So I don't really care what they do.
Oh.
You can understand that, right? That's not really complicated to understand, right? You can understand that, right? Wait a minute. You can understand that, right?
If you don't care what Christians do because you're not a Christian, how come you care what trans people do even though you're not trans?
Because what they consider their God's pronouns don't affect me.
Okay. And
That's how.
And how do 10
That's
trans
how.
women compete inside of the NCAA?
It can eventually in the future, because if we keep letting it go on, the number is going to grow more and more and more, just like anything else. Come on, Dean, this is common sense.
So
this
basically,
isn't too hard. This isn't too hard to understand. This is common sense.
If
we keep letting it go on now, the number is going to grow.
Okay, so basically you're
Obviously.
telling
it's
us
not going to be 10 a year from now.
So basically you're telling us if we like socially permit something that you think is wrong, then that wrong thing will only grow and fester. Okay, well, I mean, what like picture do you think it sets forth for the social permissibility of infringement upon women and girls' rights when you make an adjudicated rapist that is boasted about perving on the naked bodies of teenage girls in their dressing rooms a president?
Yeah, it's bad. I agree. All of that stuff is bad.
So if you truly care about the rights of women and girls, then you probably wouldn't make an adjudicated rapist that's openly boasted about perving on naked teens president. Right? And if you're like, no, I actually do support this guy as president, well, then it is the case that I'm actually not willing to believe that you give a shit about women, that you give a shit about girls, that you give a shit about the 10 trans women competing in women's sports because you care about women's rights, but more so because you have locked on into the back of the GOP bandwagon of focusing on oppressing extreme minorities compared to making the life of all Americans better.
I'm literally a minority.
Right?
How you
like you understand
I'm a
that there's 10 trans women competing inside of the NCAA, and they have won one scholarship out of 10 million scholarships offered in the last 5 years in the NCAA. And Donald Trump has been convicted of more than 3 times as many felonies as there is trans women in the NCAA. Twice as many women have accused him of raping them than there is trans women in the NCAA. And, oh my God, 1 million times as many Americans that are low income, that need healthcare to live, have lost access to healthcare because of one bill that he's passed in the first 100 days in office. Now, you're telling me ultimately that none of this matters, but you'd rather focus on trans people who are already losing legal rights. They can no longer legally enter into the military. They're stigmatized by such a large proportion of society, onset by over $1 billion worth of funding pumped into anti-trans rhetoric just to help the Republicans win the election, so on and so forth.
Let me know when I
the
can
day,
talk. You've been
all that I
yapping for
want
10 minutes.
all that I want to point out here is that I just think that you have your priorities out of whack. right? Instead of it being about the 330 million Americans, it's about, and he got banned because of the fact that he continued to bring up trans people, even though I told him not to. That's your bad, man. You lost access to your account, and I honestly think that you deserve it because I told you that is exactly what happened, what would happen, and you didn't care. So we're going to go ahead at this point. I'm going to thank a couple donors here. Everyone just give me a minute. Give me a minute, chat. Oh, no. Okay, we actually lost access to our multi-guess as well. I can't appeal it either, bruh. Jesus Christ. Everyone just give us a second here, y'all. Let me thank a handful of donors. Marie, thank you for the $4 and the 20 cents over on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Marie. I appreciate you for the love. Jared with the $10 on Venmo says, I've been listening to the Backseat Lovers over the last week. You're right. They're amazing. Who said you can't discover great new music artists when you're old? Jared, they are awesome. They're so cool. I love them. I can't wait to see them in concert. Thank you for the $10, Jared. Megan with a $1. And then Kyle with the $5. Thank you so much. As well as Andrew. Thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Andrew says, are all the right-wingers freaking out over Newsom stuff on Twitter, just suffering from the Gavin derangement syndrome? Yes, obviously. They are suffering from the Gavin derangement syndrome, Andrew. Fucking duh. Duh, Andrew. You know, there's a lot about Gavin that I don't like, but holy shit, dude is cooking. Holy shit, dude is cooking. As well as MAGA Cries. Thank you for the $5 on PayPal saying Parker had a legit P3D. Oh, Jesus, dude. As well as YSysZ. Thank you so much for the $3. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for that love. You are phenomenal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Steel once again with a 10. I appreciate you guys for the love. Okay, everybody. So for the rest of the day, we are going to be heading over to Parker's account because I cannot submit an appeal on mine. I don't know why TikTok doesn't let me do this. Everyone, give us a minute here, chat. We're going to go ahead and call Parker. Parker's going to help us out. Parker's going to help us out. That is so annoying when they don't let me appeal the bans like that, bro. Insane. Giving him a ring. Let's see if he picks up. Let's see if he picks up. All right, everyone, just give us a minute, guys. Dude, fucking hell, man. What is going on with TikTok, bro? I get access to the main account again tomorrow, by the way, which is good. Parker's not getting married, chat. Hello, Mr. Parker.
What's up, stream? I can't speak.
Yo, man, I really appreciate you for being willing to help me out, man. Dude, what's your experience been with the TikTok bans as of recently? Has it been fucking terrible?
I literally lost my main account after I got off.
Dude, yippee!
Like after I got off, it was unfortunate. I lost my guest access too.
Fun. That's so great. Bro, like honestly, if there was a better place to go live than TikTok, I would be saying F TikTok. Like, let's boycott so fast just because of how terrible they are. Anyways, I appreciate you so much for being willing to allow me to use your account. That is incredibly kind of you.
Yeah, go ahead. Share your screen real quick. Share your screen.
Bet. I'm gonna have to end the live.
I'm
gonna have to end the live on TikTok in order to get that account switched. What is the @ of the account?
Parker, get a real job.
Okay. Everybody on TikTok, I'm going to be heading over to @Parker get a real job on TikTok right now. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the middle of the phone screen. @Parker get a real job. And if I send you over a bio, could you update that for me?
Yes. Yeah.
Take a good look. @Parker get a real job. That's where we are going to be going, chat. Everybody head over there right now. Okay, the moment the live ends, I'm going to sign into his account. And then we'll start the live stream over there and we'll do debates for another 3 hours. So make sure that you're following over there, folks. I'm sorry, I'm just typing something up to Parker over text right now. There we go. All right. Here we go, everybody. We are going to go ahead and end the live on TikTok at this point. If you want to continue to watch the debates for another 3 hours, head over to @Parker get a real job on TikTok. The live is going to be starting over there in around like 45 seconds. Should be pretty quick. So go do that now, folks. I'm going to end the live on here, sign out of my account, sign into his, and I will... Actually, no, that's a lie. I am Parker. I got surgery, everybody. I'm on the run from the cops and needed a new identity. Welcome in, Derek. Are you a child? You're giving me child vibes, not going to lie.
I'm not a child.
Get the hell out of here, Derek. Moving on to the next guest, Samuel. If you happen to be one of the very first 4,000 people watching, go ahead and put a MAGA with a rage down below in that chat if you want to join. Welcome in, Samuel. Do you support Trump? Bitter my man! Get out of here, bro. What are we doing today? Get banned. Get banned, kid. Get banned, kid. Come on now. Get banned, kid. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hayden, so
Hi.
I
Do
know
you
I
support
sound
Trump?
young. I know I sound young, but I'm 18. My birthday is June 17th of 2007. You want to ask me questions about my driver's license?
Do you
Dude,
support
I've been
Trump?
trying to get up here. I've been trying to get up here for so long and
Tristan,
talk to
I'm
you.
going to need you to tell me if you support Trump right now, my friend.
Dean, I wrote you a song. Can I sing it?
Banned. Don't worry. I am very curious in your song. Okay? I am. I'm very curious in your song. But look at the rules, man. Look at the rules. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Elizabeth, how old are you?
I'm 18.
And what year were you born in?
2007, January 17th.
Okay, Elizabeth. Why do you sound so gloomy? Is everything okay?
I don't think that I don't think I'm here for that. How are you though?
Okay. I'm not here for that either. Yeah, get pushed. Why do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
I said why?
Oh, right, sorry, I misheard. So first of all, I support him because of his abortion, like the abortion policies. For example, when
Yeah,
he
bro, I'm
overturned
gonna keep it
Roe
a
v.
buck. I've been talking about abortion for the last hour straight. Anything else?
Yes.
Okay, what you
For
got for
example,
me? What you got for me?
Authoritarian power that he has,
You support him because he's an authoritarian?
and because he has a strong federal overreach. Also, I support the border control.
Wait, why? So
because
you called it authoritarian. So you support authoritarianism? Just move to Russia.
I can.
Would you move to Russia? How do you feel about Putin?
Fun fact, I am actually Russian, although I don't really support Putin.
Oh, okay. What about Kim Jong-un?
No, absolutely not.
No. So why do you only support authoritarianism if Trump's the king?
That because of the budget control and impounding funds.
Okay. Well,
That's
he spent like more money than any other president in modern American history. He's not very good with a budget. You know, like he just spent $4.5 trillion on a bill that just royally fucks over low-income Americans from like a bajillion directions and then gives their money to the ultra-rich while also costing the taxpayer over $4 trillion. So I don't think he's that good with a budget.
You mean the big beautiful bill?
Yeah, the big stinky bill.
yeah, the big stinky flow. But
Yeah.
anyways, well,
Not anyways. How do you feel about
let's
that
take.
one? Ripping 10 million people off of health insurance, 3 million people off of food stamps, reducing the purchasing power of anybody making under at $51,000 per year, rolling back clean energy production since he hates it for whatever reason. Don't ask me. That's going to increase the price of energy for the average American household by $500 per year, taking free school student lunches away from 18 million children in school. I mean, that's really bad. You know, like, should I continue? Like this is like his discretionary policy that has had an impact on Americans and an impact on the budget, as it's also the most expensive bill in American history. Are you a fan of that?
Obviously not. I hate that that our country is losing money, but I do think that it's going to come out in like it's going to have a greater outcome. Like we just have to wait.
Okay. So what's the greater outcome of the big beautiful bill going to be in the future?
Well, for one, our country or more like our administration is going to get more money. Like I think that the money that we lost or gained, like we're going to get that all back.
Okay, through what?
Um, it's going to get fixed. For example, because of the tax cuts that he
Bro, you understand
enforced.
that the Treasury would factor in any positive impacts of the tax cuts when determining how much it will cost over the next 10 years, right? Like, it costs $4.5 trillion, not because it's spending $4.5 trillion, but because of the net impact of the tax cuts will be this level of reduction in government revenue.
Well, let's start with the fact that hold on. So for also not to mention that all the like didn't he like implement tax cuts for like the lower income, like the lower class?
Yeah, no, but he just happens to be hurting them more than he's helping them. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities tells us that everybody's getting a small tax cut. It gets larger the more money you make. But once you're at the average American or under, you're hurt more by the big, beautiful bill than you're helped, putting you ultimately in the red with less purchasing power at the end of the year on average.
But also not to mention like the economy, like for example, pre-COVID, like he
Okay, why are
also
we
did a
pivoting?
lot of like,
My friend, why are we pivoting so hard? You broke my neck. Can I have a brace?
what?
Can I have a neck brace? You snapped it with that pivot.
Okay, can you repeat your question, please?
I didn't ask a question. I made a statement. You said, well, he's given a tax break to low-income Americans. I was like, sure, that's technically true, but he's hurting them more than he's helping them with all the cuts in the big, beautiful bill. That's why the CBPP tells us that every American at or under $51,000 per year in annual gross income is going to be worse off because of the bill, even when we factor the tax cuts in.
So you're saying that like this is like we're not going to like reverse this at all.
What's that?
Like that we're not going to reverse the action of it.
What are you? What?
Like what I'm saying is that like the big beautiful bill is going to have a greater outcome for the US in
Bro,
the
yeah,
future.
you're just repeating that, but there's no substance to the claim, right? And like, so last time I asked you why you think it'll have a greater outcome in the future, you said that, well, it'll raise money by cutting taxes, right?
Yes.
What was my response to that?
That is not going to work that way, but that it doesn't work that way
No, more
because
specifically,
the
my
tax
response
cuts.
is the tax cuts are reducing government revenue, and that's where a lot of the expenditure from the Treasury is coming from.
But he also like lowered corporate and individual taxes. Isn't that going like to help too?
My friend, how are you this lost? You're just repeating what you just said. You said he's
I don't know.
lowering taxes. Then I was like, that's where the expenditure is coming from, because lowering these taxes is reducing government revenue, and that's where the deficit is being produced from. And then you're like, well, isn't he also lowering taxes? Like, what? Think about
Okay,
it.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
say
sorry.
he's lowering
I'm a
taxes.
little
I'm
bit
like, well,
lost.
that's where the deficit's being produced from. And then you're like, but he's lowering taxes. Okay. But that's where the deficit is being produced from for the seventh time.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit lost, but Can we like switch to another topic?
And what are your other reasons?
Because
why
I'm
you
not
support
really
Trump?
border control. I don't support the
Okay.
For example, I don't
What is
support.
one thing
I
positive that Donald Trump has done for Border Patrol? What is one new provision? What is one new bill? What is one new executive order? What is one new policy that he's implemented for better Border Patrol?
didn't he close them like the border? Didn't he close it?
That's purely rhetorical. I need substance, such as a reference to an executive order or a bill.
A bill or an executive order.
Yes. Yes, right? I don't want rhetoric. Oh, Trump closed the border. Oh, Biden fucking ended homelessness. Oh, we could just say shit to say it. Like, no, okay? Like, I'm gonna very specifically need you to reference like the policy, like the executive orders, the bills through Congress, the real material changes, not just like the rhetorical claims.
Well, one of the national border security emergency order, I think it happened in January. For example, like the
Why did you just stop
and
talking in the middle of your sentence?
sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. First of all,
Were you up here yesterday?
yesterday? No.
Have you been up here before?
Oh no, this is the first time I'm on live ever.
Okay, continue.
For example, the halt asylum processing.
Wait. Why
He
do you
closed
support?
courts to asylum claims
Why do you support halting asylum?
because I don't think there's a reason. Like, if you're gonna come,
There's no
to,
reason for asylum. What do you know what asylum is?
Isn't it like if you need to like leave your country, in like circumstances under certain circumstances,
Under what circumstances?
like if you're in danger, I suppose.
Yeah, and you think there's no reason for that? Isn't the reason that they were in danger?
I mean, there are some circumstances where I can't understand it, but I still think that you should at least try to come legally into the country.
My friend, asylum is legal. Wow.
Then what about the
No, not to move on. Let's stick on one claim at the time. You said that you support him
Okay.
halting asylum. I'm like, why? You're like, because you want them to do it legally. I'm like, asylum is legal. That's why he could halt it, because it is controlled by our law. And then you're like, I want to move on. No, let's stick on one topic. Why do you think he should halt the asylum processes?
Let me think about it for a short second, because my thoughts are kind of for example, preventing fraudulent claims. Many migrants file asylum requests,
Oh my goodness.
but don't have a legitimate like fear of, I don't know.
So you're saying that
Or,
you
like-
so you want to deny all asylum claims to prevent the handful that are fraudulent. Dude, this is like, you would rather make 100 people starve, right? Compared to giving them food, so you could prevent giving food to one person that doesn't actually need it, compared to making sure that 100 people don't starve and live, even if it means giving food to one person that doesn't actually need it. I support, or you support, completely halting all asylum processes into this country, destroying families, destroying lives, forcing people to live in conditions where their life is at danger, where they're being persecuted socially, politically, or socioeconomically. And you want their lives to end. You want them to be at risk. You want them to possibly die. If it means that you will weed out and prevent like the 1 out of 100 claims that is intentionally fraudulent and misled, like that is just so immoral. Right? I think our country has the ability to handle the false claims. That's why we have a legal process. That's why they go to court to make that determination. And if you want to ensure that the individuals with false asylum claims are in our country for as little as possible, then just make the court process go faster. Oh, wait, that's what Biden and Harris wanted to do. Oh, wait, that's what they got a bill on the floor of a House to do. Oh, wait, that's the bill that Donald Trump told the Republicans to vote against because he didn't want the Democrats to take a W.
Okay, may I get to the to one of the points? For
No, I want you to
example,
respond to what I just said.
racism.
This isn't a ping pong game. This is a debate. I want you to respond to what I just said about the asylum processes.
Well, obviously, I don't support starving people or destroying
Okay,
families.
so then why do you support halting the asylum processes?
Well, first of all, many undocumented migrants file asylum, although they don't have a fear of persecution. And also, halting asylum stops people from exploiting the systems of staying in the U.S.
Are you reading off of
illegally.
ChatGPT?
No, I'm reading off of my notes.
I think that
I
you're reading
can.
off of AI. The reason why I'm saying that you're reading off of AI is because you already made this point, just worded differently, and I don't think you even know, right? Because earlier you
Then,
said that you support banning asylum to like prevent fraud. I give you 3 responses to it. You ignored them all. Then you just repeated that you like support banning asylum to prevent fraud, just simply worded differently, saying this time, well, you support halting asylum to prevent undocumented immigrants from falsely filing asylum. That's fraud. The same fraud that you were mentioning
okay,
when you said that you support halting asylum to prevent fraud, that I responded to by pointing out that I care more about the people that aren't defrauding the system than those that are, meaning I'm okay with a handful of people defrauding it, given that we're saving like thousands of other lives. And B, if you want to prevent the amount of individuals that are defrauding it, well, then let's just make the court hearings to determine who has a legitimate claim of asylum or not go faster. So then those that don't have a legitimate claim of asylum have their process ended as quick as possible. And that's actually exactly what the Biden-Harris administration tried to do with the bipartisan border bill, that same bill that Donald Trump told Republicans to vote down because he didn't want the Democrats to look good. So in other words, if you think that this is a big enough issue to justify voting for a literal fascist over, well, then you should actually hate that fascist in turn, because he's the one that explicitly had a bill torpedoed that would have helped solve this issue.
don't you think calling Trump a fascist is a little bit of a stretch?
No, I don't. I think saying he's not a fascist is a little bit of a stretch.
Well, then let me raise another point. For
Well,
example,
I don't want you to raise another
processing.
point. I want you to respond to my response to your claim that asylum should be banned to prevent fraud.
Well, first of all, it does kind of prevent fraud because a lot of people are using asylum. Also, not to mention that processing asylum costs also money, housing, and staff time. Also, another point.
Saying that something costs money is not good enough reason to ban it. Everything costs money. That's capitalism. That's not a reason to stop building roads, stop funding the police, or to defund border patrols since they cost money too. No, not at all. Right? You have to be able to say that it's a necessary expenditure because it's not achieving any greater goal. I obviously think that asylum is achieving a greater goal. Point number 1, it's literally saving lives, and point number 2, individuals that come into America on asylum eventually work towards residency or citizenship and can get a work permit after 12 months of residency in the country, meaning that they actually generate a positive ROI, economically speaking, over the long term.
Well, I don't agree completely closing off, like halting asylum, because I do believe that there are generally people who are trying to cross the border for help, genuinely because they need it. Because I get it.
So then
So,
what did you
like,
even mean earlier when you said that you supported halting asylum, even though now you're saying that you don't completely support halting
well,
asylum?
I don't completely support halting it because I do genuinely believe that there are families and people who do need it, but then there are also people, like, I don't know the statistic, but I also believe that there are people who genuinely just use it for their own benefit,
Okay, so
even
so
though
so
they
then so
don't
then what did
need
you
it.
mean when you earlier you said that you support halting asylum?
I phrased it wrongly. I'm sorry for that, but
Okay, so then we'll just go back to what has Donald Trump done for the border that you support?
um, he built I think the wall that's 450 meters. I think.
450 meters?
Yeah, I think.
450 meters? That's that's 1/5 of a mile.
Well, I get it mixed up sometimes. Well, 400 miles, I think.
No, he actually only built 53 in his first term. And in fact, the Biden-Harris administration wanted to build more with the bipartisan border bill. That's one of the concessions that they made to the Republicans, and that's the same bill that Trump shot down. So in fact, he's actually shot down more wall construction than what he had under his first term, meaning that Democrats were actually closer to achieving this goal of this big, beautiful wall that you want so badly, and Donald Trump is the one that stopped them. This would actually be a reason to not support Trump, given your view that a wall is a good thing.
Then let's move to a different topic. For example,
I appreciate you for coming up. I think that's all the topics I'm willing to go over with you for the day. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Courtney Lynn. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. Y'all, I get 100% of the proceeds over there. And you get a notification at the top of this phone where I could read off your name, the amount, and any and all attached messages. I'm pretty sure that is the same guest from yesterday, so we did just move on. Y'all, I don't know what's going on. Today's a little bit more painful than most
Hello.
days. Hi, do you support Trump? Jesus for life?
Yes, I support Trump all the way.
Yeah, Donald, do you know that Jesus wouldn't support Trump?
He would.
No.
Because Trump is doing Christian work. He's trying to put Bibles in schools.
Is this a
That's
troll?
so good.
Is this a troll?
No. I'm a Christian. I have one thing to say. I just turned 18 in June, and I really, really want to vote Trump if he does a third term. Because, why are you laughing? That's not funny, because I find this personal, because I just see these demonic things in June, because my birthday's in June, and then I see...
Your birthday's in June. Your birthday's in June.
And then I
can't
have
deal with
this...
the LGBTQ plus month. Not just too much.
Yeah,
Pride
because
month
it's
is,
a sin.
It's a sin.
Dude,
It's a sin.
it's a sin.
It's a sin. It's a sin. Yo, did God design
Stop,
you when you were in your mother's womb?
That's so disrespectful.
Did God design
As
you
a
when
Christian.
you were in, did God as an intellect? Did God design you when you were in your mother's womb?
Yes, he designed me perfectly, as everyone
so
else.
God's design is perfect, and He designs everybody in their mother's room. So
Yes,
you know that we
indeed.
actually know that like
so.
differences in your sexual orientation are rooted within biological differences as well. Like for instance, gay men have a larger anterior commissure in the context of their neuroanatomy. They have varying traits of the AINH3 subsection of the hypothalamus, as well as different genetic associations along the XQ23 chromosome, meaning that God designed these biological these biological facts of gay individuals that cause them to be gay, and since this design is perfect, so are they.
No, but like if you think about it, like being gay, you can be celibate, right? That's what our priests do. In the Catholic Church, priests remain celibate for their God. So that in turn can make gay people be celibate. And that's what they can do. It's not that hard.
Are you celibate?
No, because I'm not gay.
Are you married?
No, I'm 18. I'm gonna vote Trump on the third term. If there is one, I would support a third term.
Is it sex outside of marriage a sin?
But I'm not married. I'm just saying I'm
Exactly.
heterosexual.
You're not celibate and you're not married. Isn't that a sin?
I'm not celibate because I can't be a priest. What are you talking? No, my point is with celibacy is that priests can be celibate.
Hey, yo, listen real quick.
Therefore-
Listen real quick. What are the first 4 books of the New Testament?
Genesis, Exodus, John. Sorry, I don't know.
So Genesis and
haven't-
Exodus are the first 2 books of the Old Testament. John is one of the books of the New Testament. You're so off. So the first books of the Old Testament are Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers.
Do you know why? I don't know. Because
You've
that
never
thing-
fucking read the Bible before.
No.
Yeah, I know, because you've never fucking read the
No.
Bible before.
When-
That's why.
Dean, listen.
Listen.
Stop. Because when I was in my teenage years, before I could
Dude,
possibly...
you're 18 years old. Dude, quit it. When I was
No.
in my teenage years.
No, Dean, you don't get it. Because
Why are you about to cry?
Don't... Because it's so hard to talk to.
Yeah, this is a
stop.
troll. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest. Let it into the box. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. We're making him cry chat. We're making him cry chat. Yo, let's get a W in the chat for the tears. Let's get a. I'm just kidding. This is a troll. We got Vicki loading in. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you're watching and you support Trump. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you're watching and you support Trump. As well as Maddie. Thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love, Maddie. And then Michaela with a $5 saying, I hope this helps you to continue your fantastic work. Much love. Much love to you as well, Michaela. Thank you for the $5. Let's go, Michaela. Thank you. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded in right now. Quite frankly, everyone, just give us a minute to get them loaded in. Go ahead and put MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you would like to join. We're just looking for that next guest of the afternoon here, folks. We're just looking for that next guest of the afternoon. We got Alec connecting into the live stream right now. So let's go and get Alec up in here. And also welcome in everybody. My name is Parker. That is so true. Just kidding. It's Dean. We're just simply using Parker's account for the afternoon. Just simply using his account for the afternoon because I don't have mine. Matthew wants to be friends with you on Venmo. Okay, Matthew. I'm not going to accept that. Welcome in, Vicki. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay. Can you please disconnect any Bluetooth devices that you have connected to your phone?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay. While she's doing that, if you're watching, let me know how your day's been so far down below in that chat. I hope it's been well. Let me know. Yo, Navy Girl, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Navy Girl didn't leave a message, just the love. Navy Girl, if you're watching right now, thank you. It's incredibly kind of you, and I really appreciate you. As well as Amanda, thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Amanda says, how did you and Parker meet? Fortnite. Yeah, the first time we talked, the first time we met was over a game of Fortnite. Thank you for the love, Amanda and Navy Girl. Chat, show some love to Amanda and Navy Girl. Thank you guys so much. All right, Vicki, why the hell do you support the worst president of your life?
I support Trump because so there's 3 major reasons. One is with abortion. The second one, I'd say the LGBTQ concerns, and third,
Okay, we cannot talk about LGBTQ+. It'll get you banned. It'll get me banned. Can't do that. We can talk about abortion though.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, I think that abortion's awesome. I think that it's great. I think that everybody should be getting abortions. If I could get an abortion, I would. My girlfriend's gotten 100 abortions in the last week and a half.
Okay, saying it's great, I think that's pushing it. Like, you can say it's acceptable, but saying it's great is kind of crazy.
Well, no, I mean...
You can support something without thinking it's great. Like, I don't think it's great to exterminate people.
So what's the argument?
What's the argument? My argument is I just think it's wrong. I mean, except for in cases of rape and...
So you think it should be
where-
illegal because it's wrong? Okay, what's the argument that elective abortions are wrong?
The argument is, I believe that if it's unjustified, it should not happen.
Okay.
Like
You're saying that it's wrong because it's unjustified. That's what wrong means. So why is it wrong? Or, I guess alternatively, why is it unjustified?
So I was saying, like, in cases where, like, the mother might die if she doesn't abort the child, then it's acceptable. But in other cases, like...
Even grape?
No. Grape also, yeah, that's acceptable.
Okay, all right. So you just think it's wrong and unjustified in elective circumstances. Let me make my question clear, okay? Why should abortion be banned in elective circumstances? 3 sentences or less. Give us the argument. You got my attention, Vicki.
Why should abortions not be banned? So when I see a fetus, I see a future human being. I see future experiences. I see careers, and I see life. So I think it's very immoral to take. I don't know. Can I say kill? I think it's wrong to kill a baby without a good reason. That's it.
Vicki, I'm going to give you one last chance before I kick you. Why? Because you just repeated the claim that you think it's wrong. Dude, we need you to explain why you think it's wrong. That's all that we need. We just simply need you to explain why you think it's wrong. Explain why it's wrong. That's all I'm asking you for.
I just told you. I said it's wrong because it's gonna be a sentient human being, and I see
In the future? So wait. So you're saying in the future it's gonna be?
That's what I just said.
So in the future it's gonna be conscious. You're saying that consciousness grants the right to life, and because a fetus will be conscious in the future, you should just extend them the right to life now.
Listen, I don't think you're hearing me. I'm here to have a good faith conversation with you. If you're here to have a good faith conversation, I'm here to have a good faith
Yeah,
conversation.
no fucking
too.
shit, Vicky. Now answer the question. Is your argument that consciousness is valuable, consciousness grants the right to life, and because the fetus will be conscious in the future, you want to grant it the right to life now?
Okay, that sums it up.
Okay,
Sure.
perfect. Well, guess what? We don't grant rights based upon attributes that people will have in the future, right? Like, for instance, I'm going to be turning 21 in 2 weeks. I can't walk into a bar and order a vodka and gin and say, please, 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 please give me the right to buy alcohol now because I will be 21 in the future. I have to actually be 21 first, right? The same thing is true for like any other right ever, right? Like in order to consent to sex, right? A 14-year-old can't say, I'm going to consent to sex because I will be 18 in the future. No, they actually have to be 18. They actually
Yeah,
have
but
to
somebody's not gonna fucking
possess
kill you
to
because-
possess like sufficient cognitive function and an understanding of reality in order to actualize said consent, right? So in other words, I don't think we could say that we should extend the right to life to a fetus based upon the fact that it might be conscious in the future. They should actually be conscious first.
Okay, so I think that's a bad argument because you said you can't go to a bar and ask for a beer because you're turning 21 in a week. I think that's a bad argument because the thing is you're not being killed before you turn 21, but the baby's being killed before it has a chance to do anything.
We're just talking about two different rights. You're talking about the right to life. I'm talking about the right to buy alcohol. Right?
You use that as an example. I'm trying to tell you why I feel like it's a bad example.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that argument went over your head. I'll use another one. Do you think that unicellular human organisms, zygotes, have the right to life?
No.
Oh, really? They'll be conscious in the future just like the fetus.
That's like asking if like I think sperm has that's like asking if sperm has like future potential just because it has the potential to be a baby. I think it's different when it's past conception, actually in the woman's womb. I think that's different.
I said a unicellular human zygote. That is after conception. In fact, that is the first stage of human development that occurs after conception.
Okay, so what was the question?
Do you think that a unicellular human organism, a zygote, has the right to life?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So do you think if you kill somebody with a right to life, you're a murderer?
Not a murderer.
So then what makes somebody a murderer?
Killing someone unjustly.
Okay. Killing somebody unjustly. And what makes killing unjust would be the fact that you're infringing upon the right to life. Correct?
Sure.
Okay. So if the zygote has a right to life and you kill the zygote infringing upon the right to life, you unjustly killed them, meaning that you're a murderer, right? So do you think that women with IUDs and have those IUDs function in such a way that prevents the zygote from implanting into the uterine lining, essentially starving it to death, killing the zygote, are murderers?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay. So then the zygote doesn't have the right to life. And if the zygote doesn't have the right to life, even though it has a future like ours, then why does the fetus have the right to life?
I already said that, but I don't think we're going to meet eye to eye on this argument.
Well, keep in mind, I'm actually just using your own argument against you, because the suggestion here is that we should care just as much about a fetus as we should your neighbor, myself, or you, because we have these experiences that are very valuable, and the fetus is going to have those same experiences in the future too. Okay, well, like tracking your logic here, if a fetus at 10 weeks is going to have future subjective experiences, therefore they have the right to life, therefore a fetus at 9 weeks also has the right to life, a fetus at 8 weeks, a fetus at 7 weeks, 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week. In fact, right after the moment of conception. It is a unique individual human life with future experiences just like ours, logically equivalent to that of a fetus at 12, 13, 14, 15 weeks. They're all going to potentially develop future experiences just like ours. So if these future experiences are what make the fetus morally valuable, if these future experiences are what grants the fetus the right to life, then these same future experiences would make the zygote morally valuable. These same future experiences would grant the zygote the right to life. And because you are granting the zygote the right to life, and what makes somebody a murderer is infringing upon somebody's right to life and killing them, if a woman has a form of birth control that kills zygotes, that a woman has a form of birth control that is infringing upon the right to life of the zygotes, and if this mother knows that the birth control functions in such this way and still yet and decides to engage in intercourse and kills these zygotes, then that mother would be culpable for murder, right? Right? But we already went over that. You don't think that a woman with an IUD that kills zygotes is culpable for murder, meaning that you don't think that the zygote dying is wrong, meaning that you don't think that the zygote has the right to life. And if you don't think that the zygote has the right to life, even though the zygote has future experiences just like ours, well, then all this tells us is future experiences just like ours do not make you morally valuable, do not give you the right to life. Bringing us back to the very first question, what gives the fetus the right to life? What makes a fetus morally valuable? Now that we understand it is not future experiences like ours.
So you were kind of just rambling there for a minute, and
That wasn't a ramble. Be more respectful to what I'm saying. Everything I said was valuable. Everything I said was tracking. Everything I said was coherent. Everything I said was in response to your position. Don't just write it off as a ramble because you don't know how to respond. Hold yourself to a little bit of a higher standard than to dip so low and just be so like crude, elementary, and disrespectful towards the facts I'm putting on the table.
you can't be arguing about disrespect when you know everybody who comes up here to try to debate you.
I don't know. I feel like you just said that I disrespect everybody that I debate.
Basically, you do.
Okay. I could agree. It could be like pretty like hard sometimes. I try not to be disrespectful, but I'd appreciate if you respond to what I said.
So I don't label these women who use like IUDs or like get abortions as like murderers because I think that's kind of like a harsh way to label someone. But I wish there was like a way I could define. Okay, let's just start with this. How would you define murder?
Okay. Yeah. The same way you did. The unjust termination of a human life.
Okay, so you don't think that women who get IUDs are murderers?
Yeah, I don't think that.
What would you classify as murder? Like, what situation would you actually determine killing a human to be murder?
Are you asking for an example?
Yes, I am.
If you ripped my grandma's head off, you'd be a murderer. I don't understand how this furthers the dialogue, especially as it relates to my critiques of your position.
So what's your question to me?
Well, I didn't have a question. I more so offered a critique of your position, demonstrating that because you don't think that the death of a zygote is morally wrong, you don't truly value future experiences. And because you don't truly value future experiences, why do you value the fetus?
I think I'll restate my position on abortion. I'll say that.
Sounds good. Do you mind doing that after I quickly thank somebody? Let's see here. Yo, MMF Property. Dude, MMF Property, thank you for the $100 over on PayPal. MMF Property, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, MMF Property. Let's get 1,000 MMFs down below in that chat. MMF, thank you, thank you, thank you a billion times over. I literally do not deserve a dollar of that. Thank you so much. It literally makes my day. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you for the love. It really does mean the world. Thank you so much, MMF. MMF also attached a message here. They said, Dean, you've been such a great way to involve my son in politics and activism. He watches you every day, and he's learned so much from you. Keep up the resistance. God damn, I bet you are a great parent, especially if you have a son that's interested in being on the right side of history. Go you. You are based. You are so cool. And thank you so much for the $100. Thank you. as well as Line with the $10 and Venmo saying I think that you need to talk slower for Trump supporters. I should probably slow it down a little bit. Thank you for the love, Line. It's good to see you again today, guys. Thank you everyone so much for all the love. You guys have been so kind. As well as Bread with the $10 saying I'll stop being late to the party one of these days. Good afternoon, Dean. Good afternoon, Bread. As well as Kala with a $5 saying please do some exclusive lives on YouTube so we can hear you cook on the LGBTQ plus IA debates. That'd actually be so fun. I miss having them so much and I hate that TikTok restricts them. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just like very quickly restate my refutation of your position. Just to affirm, you told us that you think that a fetus is morally valuable because a fetus will have future experiences similar to ours, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct.
Okay, got it. A zygote will also have future experiences just like ours. But you don't think that a zygote is sufficiently morally wrong to warrant their death as unjust. Because if you did think that a zygote was sufficiently morally wrong to warrant their death as unjust, then those in which would kill them would be murderers, because we both agreed that murder is defined as the unjust termination of a human life. However, you said people that kill zygotes are not murderers, meaning that you don't think that their death is unjust, meaning that you don't find them sufficiently morally valuable, even though they have future experiences like ours. So if future experiences like ours don't grant sufficient moral value to have this right to life, to deem your death as unjust, then this means that when you tell me that a fetus is morally valuable because it has future experiences like ours, you don't have a coherent position because you don't apply it to other entities such as zygotes that have a future like ours.
Okay, I see where you're coming from, and that's why I said I wanted to restate my position and, kind of like amend it a little bit. I told you when I came up here, I'm here to have a good faith debate. So my new position, after speaking with you, I'll say I disagree with abortions during the last trimester, but maybe prior to that point, it could be allowed.
Yeah, that's Roe v. Wade. That's what you voted against.
I didn't vote though.
Okay. Then why would you support Trump if this is the current agenda of the Democratic Party? Why would you support Trump over abortion if your position is the current agenda of the Democratic Party that Donald Trump overruled?
I could have sworn that I just said that I've changed my mind after speaking to you. I could have sworn I just said that.
Oh, okay. So you no longer support Trump?
I was saying I don't support abortions before the last trimester. That's what I changed.
And that's like the Democratic position. So you told us that you support Trump because of his position on abortion. You no longer support Trump because of his position on abortion. Okay.
And that's what you wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about LGBTQ, but you said that would get you
Okay,
banned.
so let's go over your other reasons here. After I thank Nancy for the $25 over at Venmo. Thank you, Nancy. I want to see 250 Nancy W's down below. Nancy, seriously, thank you so much. And thank you for being here. We love you, Nancy. We love you. Nancy says Victoria, aka Emma, has been up on with you and Parker many times in the past few days. She's so annoying. Have you been up here before?
Emma? My name's not Emma.
Have you been up here before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, thank you for the $25, Nancy, as well as Patricia with the $25 as well. Thank you so much. Asking me if I could shout out their debut novel. I'm not going to lie, Patricia. I'd have to check it out first before I shout it out publicly. Fun fact. I know that this isn't about you. I just thought that I'd share the experience. When I first started blowing up, somebody offered to pay me $500 to promote their book. Turns out their book had hidden symbols of literal Satanism, not good Satanism, bad Satanism, worship devil. And then they when I pointed this out, they just started freaking out and they're like 66666. I love the devil. Unironically, they were just not okay. So I gotta do some research on that. But Patricia, thank you for the $25 nonetheless, and I apologize if that disappoints you. And I appreciate you for being here, and I appreciate you for the $25 donation nonetheless. So, anything else that you want to go over, Vicki? What else do you got for me?
So I was saying before, I'm a Trump supporter, but I'm not a diehard Trump supporter.
Okay, why is that? So what are the reasons? Why do we support the orange fascists running the country?
I don't understand why you keep calling him a fascist.
Well, do you want me to tell you?
Okay, sure. How's he a fascist?
In the literature, there's typically understood to be around 14 tenets of fascism. Not all are necessary to fulfill. You could have a sufficient mix of them. However, I think that Donald Trump might fulfill all 14. The first one, the first tenet of fascism is going to be powerful and continuing nationalism. You know, like the MAGA agenda, make America great again. He guises everything under is like powerful and continued nationalism. Same thing goes for like mass deportation, border security, federalizing DC. It's all to make the country great again. Guising nationalism. He fulfills the first tenet. The second tenet of fascism is a disdain for human rights. He very obviously holds a disdain for human rights. I mean, he literally didn't care that his administration illegally deported Abrego Garcia to Secot, where he was beaten, tortured, and starved for 3 weeks. And even after SCOTUS ruled that he had to bring him home and that his removal was illegal, they went on Twitter and the White House posted that he's never coming home. Very obvious disdain for human rights. The third reason would be identification of enemies as a unifying cause. He's literally taken quotes out of the Mein Kampf to refer to undocumented immigrants, saying that they're poisoning the blood of the country, on top of other BS lies and propaganda, like they're violent criminals that are gonna eat your pets, kidnap your kids, and grape your wife. Meanwhile, they're
I
less
think when
likely
you
to commit these violent crimes compared to citizens. And he's just using these statements to like demonize and turn undocumented immigrants into an enemy to unify his own base. So that's how he fulfills the third tenet of fascism. About the fourth tenet of fascism, which is a supremacy of the military, that's obviously something that he talks about often. I mean, he literally spent $140 million on a military parade for the first time in like 40 years, mimicking what we see of the likes of other authoritarian countries like Putin in Russia or Kim Jong-un in North Korea. So we obviously very see that staunchly, the supremacy of the military. The fifth identification of fascism would be rampant sexism. That is obviously abundantly true in Trump, his administration, and his supporters. I mean, he was literally held liable for raping a woman. And instead of Trump supporters accepting this as a fact or trying to attempt to refute this with use of evidence, reason, and logic, they just call Eugene Carroll crazy and say that he never do it. That's one example of rampant sexism. Now about the sixth point, that would be controlled mass media. He defunded NPR, he defunded PBS, he kicked AP out of the Oval Office. He called CNN and MSNBC the enemies of the people. He's called journalists the enemies of the people. He's launched lawsuits against every news agency that you could think of. He just launched a lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal baselessly for reporting on the fact that he was a really good friend of Epstein back in the early aughts. He calls anybody that reports negatively upon him fake news. So that's obviously an indication of attempted control of mass media operating under the confines of the American Constitution to some extent. The seventh point would be obsession with national security. I obviously don't need to explain to that. I mean, under the big beautiful bill, we're now funding is secret police an additional $150 billion every 10 years just to deport more hardworking mothers and fathers, more hardworking entrepreneurs, and more hardworking individuals that would be an American that provide to our economy just because they committed a misdemeanor. So the eighth point would be religion and government intertwined. I mean, he literally ran on putting God back in America, even though he's not a Christian. He's now emboldening states to be forcing the Ten Commandments down the throats of kids through public school. That is very obviously intertwining religion with government. The ninth point would be corporate power protected. Well, I mean, dude, look at him. He's been cutting the corporate tax rate. He's been ensuring that big oil companies are continuing to grow by cracking down on clean energy production with no rhyme, no reason. He's been paid $230 million by AIPAC. He supports lobbyism, and he's obviously just a shill for big corps, including those that he runs. And then the 10th point would be labor power suppressed. I mean, we don't need to look any further than the big beautiful bill to prove the 10th point. Under the big beautiful bill, 150 million Americans are now losing their purchasing power. It is going down. It's being reduced because he's effectively increasing their taxes. He's suppressing the working class because of the big beautiful bill, also because of tariffs, which are aggressive tax that hurt you more the less you make, because of his shitty trade deals, which have now reduced the amount of investment into American industries, because of his mass deportation, which is a forceful layoff of 8.3 million of our laborers, which is expected to reduce our GDP by 1.1 trillion through 1.7 trillion per year, which is going to hurt the working class, the average American. The 11th point is a disdain for the intellectuals and the arts. Bro, we literally have scientists moving from America to Germany right now because he defunded millions and millions and millions of dollars away from scientific research under the big beautiful bill.
And we
Then he also
fucking get
has-
it. Holy shit.
I'm not done yet. Then he also has like his Secretary of Health saying that vaccines are bad and might cause autism and rampant spread of anti-intellectualism. And then the 12th point would be an obsession with crime and punishment. Dude, he literally wants to send people to be beaten and tortured in El Salvador in a center for terrorists because of a misdemeanor. I need no further explanation for that 12th point. The 13th point would be rampant cronyism and corruption. Donald Trump is the most corrupt president that we've had since the Civil War. Dude, he literally tried to rig the outcome of the 2020 election just because he lost and admitted to it in court. I don't need to talk anymore. That point is clear. And then the 14th point would be fraudulent elections. what was I just talking about? His fake electorate plot in 2020 when he sent false slates of electors into the 7 key swing states that Biden had won that he lost. And he sent them carrying fake votes that he then sent them to send to Congress to be ratified by Mike Pence on January 6th to install himself as the president. When Mike Pence refused to do that, his supporters started calling for Mike Pence's death. Come on, bro. And he admitted to this all in Congress, too. He called it an official act of his presidency. And there's all of the 14 tenets of fascism. And there's how Donald Trump would fulfill every single one. So you asked me how Donald Trump is a fascist. I hope now you have a very clear idea.
Okay, good for you. We know you have like 3 monitors, 8 tablets, 2 phones that you're reading off of right in front of you. But okay, good for you. Good for you.
So why do you support a fascist?
I don't support a fascist.
I just literally gave you the most in-depth explanation anybody could possibly give you on how Trump is a fascist.
Okay,
So why do
what
you
were
support
you
a
reading
fascist?
off of? What were you reading off of?
Like, where was I reading off of? Insofar as like all the knowledge like relevant to how we would fulfill each tenet, that's just coming from my mind. However, like for the tenets, I'd be pulling that from academic resources.
You sure it's not ChatGPT?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not ChatGPT, my friend.
You were reading that straight off of something. You were going on there for about 4 minutes, like, holy shit.
Yeah, call me Mike Ross. I don't know what to tell you. You know, even if I was reading off of something, that wouldn't change the fact that what I said was true. Like,
It would change the fact that it's reliable, for sure.
oh, well, then demonstrate that what I said is not reliable by refuting it.
Which one? You gave me like 300 fucking points in like 4 minutes.
I actually gave you 14.
Okay, so which point?
Your choice.
Can you give me a number? Can you give me like a point?
Like I said, your choice.
Can I work with something?
You could work with any of them. Your choice.
Why are you avoiding giving me something to work with?
God, I guess if you want to.
Like,
Okay.
just
Yeah, that's fine. Respond to the second point. Disdain for human rights.
disdain for human rights, and your argument was what? That he...
Yeah, my argument that Donald Trump has a disdain for human rights is that he literally deported an immigrant by the name of Abrigo Garcia to Sikot in El Salvador, where he was beaten and tortured and starved for 3 weeks. And SCOTUS ruled that the Trump administration had illegally deported and needed to oversee his return, and they refused to do so. Other evidence that he holds a disdain for human rights would just be the general treatment of undocumented immigrants, forcing them in places like Alligator Alcatraz, where they're fed 1 meal a day, some meals with maggots, and don't have clean water running for 4 days so they can't bathe, and they're confined in these very small rooms with many other detainees, all because they committed a single fucking misdemeanor. Right? Meanwhile, he's a 34-count felon, but we won't even go there. Evidence of a disdain for human rights would be his attitudes and promotions towards Palestine, literally saying that he wants to flatten the Gaza Strip and turn it into a Riviera to gift to Netanyahu, calling for the ethnic cleansing of the remaining 2 million Palestinians living on this strip. More evidence of his disdain for human rights would be the fact that he directed SCOTUS to overturn Roe v. Wade, which has now led to 60 pregnant victims of rape from being denied access to abortion in 10 of our states. That's what he caused. He doesn't care. In fact, he boasts it as an accomplishment. More evidence of a disdain for human rights can be seen in like what he has done in his past, such as graping E. Jean Carroll in the 1990s. If you don't think that grape is a disdain for human rights, literally F you. Same thing goes for sexual exploitation of minors when he boasted about perving on them at Miss Teen USA on Howard Stern's podcast in 2005. I could go all day long, my friend.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah, facts are overwhelming. I get it.
It's like I ask you one question, you go on and on and on, and then it's like
I can't hold back. I'm sorry. I'll try to hold back. I just like it's hard to
like I
control
just
myself.
asked you what's the point that you want me to respond to, and then you just
I said a disdain for human rights. You said what disdain for human rights, and I told you.
Okay, so you mentioned DJ Kiro, you mentioned there's 34 count fel. You mentioned Abrigo Garcia, you mentioned Sikot. There was like a lot of shit that you said. Like, what do you want me to respond?
Right. Dude, you pick. If I'm overstimulating you, I apologize. Right? Like we could reduce it down to illegally deporting people to be like beaten and tortured for 3 weeks. We could reduce it down to him being a literal rapist.
Okay, what makes you say that he's a rapist?
Yeah, the outcome of a court, my friend.
The outcome of the court. What's that?
Yeah, the Trump v. E. Jean Carroll lawsuit that started in 2019 concluded in 2023 with a unanimous ruling from a jury of 9 that he had raped E. Jean Carroll. While you're looking that up, Casey, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Casey says, thank you for everything that you do. I don't know how you deal with these effing idiots. Casey, I appreciate you for that love. Oh, man. You know what? I like what I do, Casey. Thank you so much. As well as Nikki with the $10. Nikki and Casey, y'all are awesome. Show some love to Nikki and Casey down below in that chat, everybody. Show some love to Nikki and Casey down below. As well as Kristen with the $10 and Kayla with the $10 over on PayPal. Kristen and Kayla, base. Thank you guys so much. Kayla says, your live streams are how I stay informed. And Kristen says, I love everything that you talk about. Thank you so much, Kristen. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Show some love to all of our donors down below in that chat. And if you want to be a donor yourself, if you want to support me, you want to support our debates, you want to support our independent journalism, and more so, you want to support the streams, you can find the Venmo and the PayPal and the link tree in my bio and TikTok and in the pinned message on that YT stream. They come through as a notification on this phone, so I can just read them out as I get them, and thank y'all. As well as you get attached a message that I will read off on live as well. Now that you've had some time to research, how are we feeling, Emma?
So I was actually just trying to look into the whole grape thing because I actually never heard about that until now. So I feel like you're kind of just throwing that out there. So I was just trying to.
Yeah, continue to do your research. How about we get somebody else up here for you to debate with? I say that, let's make it more fair here. Let's go and get another Trump supporter on the stream. Yo, Keith, speaking of, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal, Keith. Keith asked me that I don't need to read it out. Okay, you got it, Keith. I will not read it out, but thank you so much for the $25, man. Show some love to Keith down below in that chat. Seriously, thank you so much for the $25. I appreciate that, Keith. Thank you for supporting what we do here, man. As well as Tasha, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal saying grants for Vicki. Well, thank you for supporting what we do here. And dishing out some heat. Appreciate that, Dasha. Welcome in, Kevin. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, age please.
27.
27. Okay. Do you think that I should bring up a third Trump supporter, or is like this fair enough?
I don't think the girl below me knows anything. I think she's baiting.
I'm gonna be honest. You probably know less than her, and that's saying something.
No way.
Yeah, Amen. Thank you so much for the money gun. Also, she's not a girl; she's a woman. Like I don't care that she's a POS; she's still a woman. Let's show some respect. Come on, boss. Why do you support Trump?
Wait, Vicki, are you a girl?
I'm a woman. Thank you.
What the hell? What is that? What is the difference? Anyways,
one's under 18, one's over 18.
That's just how we know you're slow as shit. Like that's all we need to know.
Just you. I kicked her. Why do you support Trump?
All right. Yeah, you were just talking earlier. You said that you called Trump like an orange fascist.
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't comment on people's skin color. It's pretty messed up. Just gonna say that.
You think that's racist?
No, it's just disrespectful.
Why is it disrespectful?
Orange isn't a race, but it's just disrespectful to comment on something that he doesn't change. Yeah, he doesn't have the ability to change, you know?
Yeah, he does. The orange on his face is makeup. He puts it on every day. He gets the tan.
No, he doesn't.
Wait, what? Okay, so I want to clarify. You think that's just his natural skin tone? That's just his complexion?
I think he's got sun damage.
My friend, it's a skin tan.
I think it's sun damage.
You could literally see his side where it weans off like right here in the jawline, and they didn't really get back there. Like it weans off closer to his hair.
All right, regardless, would you
listen?
Would you
No. Listen, I agree. It is a little bit disrespectful, but
would you talk poorly about a girl who does her makeup weird?
I am going to be disrespectful towards Trump.
All right, well that's not nice, but anyways, I digress.
Boo hoo, dude. You're so fucking woke, bro. You're so fucking woke. You fucking snowflake. Boo. Cry me a river, man. Dude, this guy's stripping the healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans. He's starving people to death by cutting 3 million Americans off of food stamps. Bro, he's like fucking, he is reducing the purchasing power of the working class while empowering the mega corporations to exploit more people for their labor. He's systemically rounding up men and women, family men, moms, dads, entrepreneurs, business owners that contribute $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion to your economy per year, labeling them as a poison poison of the blood of the country, and systemically deporting them with no fucking good reason. Meanwhile, he's a 34-count felon himself. Cry me a river. I'm going to disrespect him because he is not only disrespectful but harmful and hurtful to the lives of millions.
All right, well, how about you brought up the alligator Alcatraz being like a bad thing, but I think that like it's like on par with somebody being like in jail, kind of. Like it's not obviously a good place to be. You're treated poorly, like you're given absolutely the bare minimum. Like it's not a good place to be.
Well,
I
I'd
mean,
say
we can agree.
I'm just looking at your video right here. Your recent says Cutlass stands with Corn P Watchers. Supporting Cutlass is supporting PDF.
Yeah,
So you're pretty like
yes.
staunchly against the exploitation of minors.
Yeah, that girl said she'd rather date a 13-year-old than a 75-year-old, and she's like 22. So
Yeah,
I was that.
that's really bad. No, I could actually agree with the post if that's something that they said. Standing with them would be standing with PDF. Good job. We agree. Now, you stand for the safety of our youth, and you stand against the exploitation of minors. And you think if you support somebody that stands alongside of exploitation of minors or has done it themselves, that you stand with the P3DOs?
No, 100%. I know you're gonna bring up that thing from 2005 on Howard Stern, and again, people like that was like 20 something years ago, man. Like we can't just hold on to people's mistakes. Like everybody's human, man.
Oh,
Like I don't.
wait. I'm so sorry. Because, like, once again, I'm just reading off the very clear text of your recent post. It says supporting this person is supporting P3diophilia because this person said something that was P3diophilic.
Yeah,
Well,
but they said it like the same day.
wait, so
Not 20 years ago.
whoa. So you think it'd be okay if like somebody supports Cutlass in 20 years from now? Even if like they never apologize for it, even if like it's still something that they believe to be true today, even if it's something that they boasted about like enjoying, like if somebody stood with Cutlass 20 years from now, they wouldn't be standing with P3diophilia anymore.
Dude, I understand your point. I don't think it was good that Trump said that.
Wait, so I just want to make it clear that you're a fucking raging hypocrite because you're actively trying to condemn somebody for that shit, acting as if you care about our youth, while then actively supporting somebody that's boasted about perving on kids as a good president.
Yeah, he's still a good president. I mean, if you think about like what he's like the good things he did, like he got the other countries in the world and NATO to push more like finances towards it because USA was pushing too much of their like they were carrying
If
too
Donald
much of
Trump
the weight.
raped a kid 20 years ago, would you still support him as president?
No, I wouldn't.
What if he raped an adult woman?
I mean, then I would hope he'd go to jail, right?
But would you still support him as president?
No, he wouldn't be able to go to jail. He wouldn't be able to be a president if he was in jail.
Okay. If raped an adult woman wasn't in jail, would you still support him as president?
Well, then it's hearsay.
I don't think that you understand my question. If a court determined that he raped a woman, would you still support him as president?
He'd be in jail.
Courts don't always send people to jail. Like, for instance, civil courts can't because they determine financial
I know,
responsibility.
because then they're just looking for a cash handout.
Oh, wow. So you think every lawsuit that's ever been held ever has not been to seek a rectification of something bad / illegal / harmful that happened, but it's rather just for cash handouts?
No, if somebody were to vandalize your car and break your windows, you wouldn't sue them and want them to go to jail for vandalism. You'd want them to cover the costs and damages of that thing, so you'd sue them for the money of it. If somebody were to do a heinous crime like committing an essay on on anyone, I guess, then you'd want them to go to jail because that's like a dirty thing. It makes you a dirty human being, makes you a piece of POS, right?
Yeah, no
So
fucking
there's
shit. I'd want a
differences.
rapist to go to jail, but if our legal system didn't allow rapists to go to jail because of a criminal statute of limitation, such as that which was true in the case of E. Jean Carroll when she attempted to pursue litigation against Donald Trump for raping her, and her only avenue for pursuing litigation at all was through a civil court, I absolutely understand why there's only litigation through a civil court. Stop victim blaming. I think that we need to take a look at the system which is in place, which forced her to pursue civil litigation because she literally couldn't pursue criminal litigation. Instead of blaming it on her, advocate for reform in our criminal justice system. This makes me think that you don't truly care about grape.
Wait, so you literally just said it's past the statute of limitations? That was like 20 years.
Right, 23 years to be more precise.
Yeah, so why would she wait 23 years to do this?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You don't...
No, I got you. Because men like you exist. And when I say men like you exist, and this would influence individuals to wait about coming out about something such as grape, is because you just basically associate the grapist as the innocent person, as the victim as like the harmful provocateur of false claims to hurt the innocent man, right? And this can be very harmful to grape victims. You're stigmatizing them. You're saying that they're the ones in the wrong. They did the bad thing by coming out about these things. You're being an apologist to grape, right? So obviously, because we we exist in a country with grape culture that actively pursues harm against victims, it tells them they're in the wrong, right? This would influence victims to wait about coming out about this, or to not come out about it at all. You know, like for instance, 60% of women that are raped in this country never report it to the authorities in their lifetime. So why should we blame one that waits 23 years?
Oh shit! I was trying to talk earlier. If you're gonna believe something from 23 years ago, as soon as he's trying to run for president, like, I mean, you're just fooled by anything at this point.
Really? So you think that the jury got it wrong?
Yeah, I think the jury was selected to be very democratic people, anti-Republican.
Right. So you think that they ruled his guilt without enough evidence?
I think they had biases going into it.
Yeah, so bias going into it would mean that they ruled his guilt without enough evidence, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the evidence they ruled on?
Probably just the fact that they wanted Donald Trump not to win the election.
No, I'm talking about like literally the evidence submitted during discovery into court that they made their guilty verdict on, because you're saying that they didn't have enough. So what was the evidence they didn't have?
Tampered with DNA.
Tampered with DNA? There's no DNA submitted as evidence.
It was tampered with. Yeah, that's why they couldn't use it, because it was tampered with. If you think they were willing to like they caught the tampered DNA, you don't think they were willing to try other things?
Okay, well, A, there's no DNA tampered with in the case, and B, you're still not answering my question.
No, they tried to use DNA, and the judge ruled against it because it was tampered with.
No. The reason why the judge ruled against them being able to submit the dress with DNA on it was because Donald Trump wouldn't submit his DNA to be tested against the DNA on the dress, right? But like, still yet you're telling me that this was rejected from evidence, meaning that you're not telling me the evidence that was submitted into the court case, so you're calling insufficient.
Dude, why is everybody typing and adding me saying second video? It doesn't even make sense.
Well, I don't know.
It doesn't.
Let's take a look.
I don't understand.
Starting
it.
from 4 a.m., Trump ordered the complete clearance of homeless people in 50 states, and you're saying bye-bye hobos.
Good riddance. Yeah, what the heck? You like getting your car broken into when you live downtown, and homeless people always trying to look for their next hit?
Homeless people are just always looking for the next hit. What a way to demonize homeless people. I bet you've definitely lived a privileged life. You know, like for instance, when my mother was homeless when I was growing up around 7 or 8, she wasn't looking for a next hit. She was looking for survival. She was looking for
Where did you live? You left on the streets?
I don't think I'm going to be giving you any more personal information beyond that of what I just shared.
Doesn't sound like you were homeless then.
Okay, so you think that you possess sufficient reason to believe that I'm not telling the truth?
Absolutely, you were not homeless.
Okay, I was. I don't know what to tell you.
Define homeless. You didn't fit the criteria, buddy.
Okay, I didn't give you the criteria because I was unwilling to share additional information about my private life.
The criteria for homeless doesn't fit what you lived in.
What are the criteria for homelessness?
Not having a place to live.
Not having a place to live?
Yeah.
Okay, I just think that homelessness means without a home.
But you had a home your whole life.
So I mean,
whether it be.
So I mean, I'm not gonna divulge more personal information, but I just typically define homelessness as without a home. You know, for instance,
we just proved that you were a liar. And if you're willing to lie about this, why wouldn't you lie about everything else, like the trial,
wait, what did you prove me to be a liar on?
That you weren't homeless, but you said you were.
So I told you that I think that homeless means without a home, and yeah, there's some points in my youth where I didn't have a home.
Well, where were you? Where were you on vacation? Was it not your home? Come on, man, you're not fooling anyone.
No, I wasn't on vacation. I was not on vacation.
You always had a home. Quit trolling.
No, I didn't. I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Well, the jurors were liars just like you.
Okay, so you're just going to baselessly assume that people are lying. Do you ever baselessly assume that Donald Trump is lying? Oh, no, because you believe every single fucking word that comes out of his mouth, even the lies, you sick POS. Donald Trump could get up there and tell you that the fucking earth is flat and the sky is purple, and you'd say, oh, King Trump, please stick the boot further down my throat. But as soon as you hear somebody getting vulnerable and sharing personal life experiences in relation to a post that you made, oh, you fucking liar, F you, F you, F you. God, it's so backwards, twisted, and sick, right? Jesus Christ. I think that Trump supporters can be broken into 3 categories. The first would be misinformed. The second would be ignorant. And the third would be evil. And I'm seeing a sick crossover of all 3 of these categories for you. Rachel, thank
Nah.
you for the $3. 1 second. Rachel, thank you for the $3 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much for the love, Rachel. As well as Kaylee with the $25 over on Venmo. Kaylee says, never stop debating and informing the misinformed and never stop being you. Love you, Dean. I love you too, Kaylee. Thank you for the $25. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Kaylee and Rachel. You guys are awesome. What do you think, Kaylee and Rachel, real quick?
Yeah, thanks for giving to this teenage millionaire who used to be homeless. Thank you.
Teenage millionaire who used to be homeless. Well, I'm not a teenager. I'm not a millionaire. But I did used to be homeless for a little bit of my life.
For sure. Your net worth is definitely less than $1 million. That's for sure.
You know, it's like typically when somebody hates you, like they assume that your like worth is lower than what it is. But for whatever reason, when people don't like me, they assume that it's higher than what it is.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist for you to like somebody to notice that you get paid like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a day, up to thousands of dollars a day, to sit here for like 4 hours and just blabber and diverge every argument to the same 6 points, so you can just spew facts down those same rabbit holes, the same type of stupid shit.
Hey
that
man, I
Charlie
spew
Kirk
facts.
does.
Let's go, man.
That's the same shit that Charlie Kirk does, that fucking lunatic.
Nah, he doesn't.
All you
spew
guys do
facts.
is you morph every argument and point that anybody brings into one section of columns, and then you push every argument down that totem.
Crash out.
That's all you guys do.
Kind of just sounds like you're jealous.
No, I actually do real well for myself.
Well, I feel like if you did really well for yourself, you wouldn't say that you're doing really well for yourself. Like unprompted.
But like I'm proud. But I'm proud.
Like unprompted. You know what I mean? Like typically people that are doing really well for themselves don't say it unprompted, like when being called jealous. Like I'm just pointing that one out. No, but,
but
okay.
I
That's
did.
Okay. That's great.
I did.
I'm happy that you're doing well for yourself. I don't know. Typically those that like do well for themselves, not just like financially, but also like spiritually and emotionally, are like very secure. And you seem like a very insecure person.
Why do I see
Brittany,
insecure?
thank you for the $5 on Venmo for Dean's net worth. Yo, getting closer to $1 million every single day. $5. Let's go, Brittany. Let's go, Brittany. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Guys, stop giving Dean money. It's not cool. It's pissing me off. Stop. No one donate $100 to him right now. No one do it. Please don't do it. I'll get so angry. I'll crash out. No, not a galaxy. Fuck. Ah!
Okay,
Stop, everybody.
It's really cringy because like we could tell that there's like you have a tone in your voice that indicates that like you're like kidding.
No, guys, stop sending roses. Stop. They smell so good. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the roses. Thank you for the roses.
What is going on? Why are you doing this?
I'm getting gifts and I'm being appreciative.
Okay. So why do you support Trump?
Dude, I'm fucking
Rami,
Canadian.
thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, and Kim with the $10 as well. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Rami and Kim. Yo, Kylan with $100 over on PayPal. Say Lamau.
No,
Kylan, thank you so much for the $100. I really appreciate you for the love. Thank you for the love, Kylan. Yo, let's go, bro. Kins with $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. Let's go, Kins and Kylan. Thank you so much, Kins and Kylan, as well as Phantom with a $50 over on Super Chat as well. Thank you guys so much, Kins, Kylan and Phantom. I appreciate the three of you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for the love. Kins, Kylan, and Phantom. You guys are so awesome. Thank you guys so much. I seriously really appreciate it. Show some love to Kins, Kylan, and Phantom down below. As well as Rachel. Thank you for the $3 over on PayPal. And Brad with the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love. And Heather with the $15 over on Venmo to make you a millionaire. Thank you for the love, Heather, Kins, Kylan, Rachel, and Brad. You guys are very, very awesome. All three, all four, all five of you guys. Thank you so much for the love. Very, very kind. Seriously. Please show some love to the donors down below in the chat. I appreciate y'all for your generosity. Now, will you just please fucking tell us why you support Trump?
Bro, aren't you going to thank me? Like, I helped you get that money. You know damn well they donated to try to make me angry. These...
Yeah, well, the thing is yeah, I'm going to need you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. No free handouts.
Come on, man.
I like, so.
Give me $5, please.
So I think that like you genuinely do care about the donations, but you're just kind of like trying to play it off in a way where it seems like you don't. It like,
dude, I'm a Canadian TikTok troll. I don't give a fuck.
I'll be honest.
I don't give a shit.
I don't believe that you don't give a shit. I'm obviously going to kick you for being Canadian, But I still don't believe that you don't give a shit, or else you wouldn't have spent the last 15 minutes talking about it when I'm just simply trying to ask you why you support Trump. But let's go to move on to the next guest. Welcome in, Will. Do you support Trump? Okay, bye, Will. Let's see here real quick. Michaela, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Michaela. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now, guys. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you'd like to join up and have a conversation with me. We're going to be looking for that next guest right now. And then once again, Michaela, I appreciate you for the 5. You were pretty awesome for that. All right, who's next? Hop in that queue if you support Trump. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. I'll get you up here. We'll have a debate. We got Perry loading in right now, everybody. We got Perry loading in right now. All right. Here we go, everyone. Perry, what's up? You support Trump?
Is Parker your boyfriend?
Idge? Fetus. Banned. No. Moving on. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest right now. Yo, Jessica. Thank you so much for the $1 on PayPal, telling that last guest to cry more. So real. Let's go to move on to the next guest, everybody. Give us a minute so we could get that next guest loaded up into the queue. For everybody tuning in, thank you so much for being here. If you want to see some debates with some Trump supporters, just double tap away in that phone screen and shout this live with a handful of friends. And hop in that queue if you support Trump. Keep in mind, we do have some rules here. You just got to be at least 18 years old, American and MAGA. But let's go to get that next guest loaded in here right now. We got Unknown Love God connecting. Hi, do you support Trump? Band. Moving on to the next guest, we got Professor Low Tier Normie connecting. Yo, Maria, thank you so much for the $3 on PayPal. No?
You were getting in it?
And my hands were greasy. And hello?
Hi.
I love you. Okay.
What's up, man? Do you support Trump?
I have my opinion. I'm swallowing a cantina chicken burrito right now. Please don't leave me, Dean. Please.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay.
Young.
20.
Young and willing. 20 on the dot. Anything else you need to know?
Do you support Trump?
I feel like it's deeper than that, man.
Can we just get a vague description of if you support the president or not?
I know where the money's going. It's going to Israel. I know it. I know where the money's going. You can't trick me. I know you work for them. I know. I know you're one of them.
You think I work for Israel?
100%.
So then why do
No, because you're a grifter. I see you. I see you on the internet. You do this weird back and forth thing, and it depends on if you're talking to a woman or not. And you have these weird, like, impolitical, socio perspectives. You're an odd guy. And I feel like if you cared right now, okay, you would get off this and actually, like, create an endpoint, I don't know, of some sort. Like, you'd be a good politician, I feel like. You've got a cute little face. Maybe show a little bit more of your forehead. You could convince people to do stuff. Why not do it?
Okay. So I am doing it. In fact, you're watching me do it right now on live in front of 12,000 people while you're speaking. But I want to respond to your first point. You said that I'm a grifter for Israel. Do grifters for Israel typically recognize the existence of an ethnic
I didn't say
cleansing
for
and
Israel. I'm
genocide?
more or less referencing you being offensive.
Do grifters for Israel typically recognize the existence of an ethnic cleansing and genocide committed by the state of Israel onto the innocent Palestinians living in Gaza and the West Bank? Do grifters in Israel typically call for a termination of the current government of Israel and to put Netanyahu in jail per his arrest warrants from the ICJ? No, I don't think they do that. I don't think they do that. Grifters for Israel don't typically.
Can you say
call for
that on
freeing
here and not
Palestine.
get in trouble? Can you say what you just said and not get in trouble? Am I living in a bubble? Can you? I didn't even know you could say his name on the internet.
Yeah, so
say it again.
Why do you think I'm a grifter, my friend?
Oh, that's beyond the point. Can you say Netanyahu one more time? Oh shit! Well, I've said it. Now we both said it.
Yeah,
Can we say that on here on this platform?
You could say Netanyahu.
Why are people getting mad at me when I say it?
Nobody's getting mad at you for saying Netanyahu.
Not you. Okay. All right. Listen. Whoa, big guy. All right. Maybe I'm making weird general. Sorry. I'm talking out of my ass. What I'm saying is you're not a grifter for Israel. You're more or less a fence sitter. A little bit. But you're more or less a fence sitter. I've been like, I don't know, following you a little for the past couple years.
Wait, what fence am I sitting on?
I don't want to get in trouble, dude. I want to say what I want to say, but there's so many people. You know what? Hopefully, I can find you in the street or something one day. Where do you live?
Why? Do you want to come over, play some COD?
You play Call of Duty?
No. Grow up.
I'm more of a Roblox kind of guy.
Yeah,
I like
grow up.
Legos and stuff.
Why are you asking where I live?
Well, I'm more or less saying, God, sorry. You're such a weird girl.
I'm a girl now?
You're an odd gal, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not. I'm a man, but it's okay. I'll forgive you.
Why do you keep coming to grow? You just told me to grow up.
Ali, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, saying thank you for speaking on behalf of everybody who cannot speak for themselves against these insanely ignorant people. I don't know what's going on today. I'm not going to lie. As well as Jacqueline with the $20 on Venmo for having to put up with a weird
You have
caller.
a nice smile.
Thank you so much for the love, Jacqueline. I appreciate you for the $20. As well as Rachel, thank you for the $3 over on PayPal. I appreciate you guys. Show some love to Ali and Jacqueline and Rachel down below in that chat. As well as Lauren, thank you for the $10. And Brianna with the $10. Thank you, Lauren and Brianna, as well. You guys are awesome. Okay, so you call me a fence sitter. So what fence do I sit on?
I want to make one last point because I can't follow up on this. I'm going to get in trouble.
Who are you going to get in trouble
I can't say what I really want to say because then people are going to be like, oh, you're crazy. You kicked me from the live.
Are you okay?
But here's what I want to say. I want everyone to look into what happened Western Europe post-French Revolution. Let's look into that. Everyone in here take their own time to do.
We're going to go and move on to the next guest. I hope that guy's okay. Everyone just give us a minute to get that next Trump supporter loaded up into the box, y'all. Everyone just do be patient so we could get that next guest connected. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Oh shit, I didn't think I requested, sorry.
No worries. Banned! Moving on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. We got that next guest loaded up into the box right now, y'all. Dude, we are talking to some strange people today. I don't know what's going on. Hey, what's going on, man? Do you support Trump?
Do you still have your Corvette?
What's that?
Do you still have your Corvette?
Hell yeah, I do.
What kind?
Vroom,
C7?
vroom.
The C06?
It's like one of the first models of the C7 from way back when. Has
okay.
90K miles on it, but oh, I love it.
That's what I want to ask you. Just
Do you still have your EcoBoost?
no.
I bet you do.
No, I don't. I got just a 428i.
No, you drive an EcoBoost.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore? So you affirm that you did drive an EcoBoost?
No, it was a GT, but it
was an EcoBoost.
Had too many issues.
Yeah, of course. EcoBoosts have a lot of issues.
No, the engine, the 5.0.
It wasn't a 5.0. It was an EcoBoost engine.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was a GT.
No, it wasn't. It was an EcoBoost. I'm happy that you got rid of the EcoBoost.
No, it was a GT.
No, it was an EcoBoost.
A GT.
No, it was an EcoBoost.
It was a GT.
It was an EcoBoost.
It's a GT.
Stop lying to everybody. Why are you gaslighting? It's an EcoBoost.
All right, so my profile picture is me going 130 miles an hour. EcoBoost cannot go that.
Well, yeah, yours didn't go 130 miles an hour. Probably went 130 miles per fucking 24 hours. You could push it faster than you could drive it.
Oh, really? Got your Corvette, though.
Well, no. An EcoBoost couldn't even gap me on a
slow vet. You got a slow vet.
You couldn't gap the vet if the vet was turned off and parked.
What? Fuck up that vet so bad. Not even funny.
I like to rage debate that guy about the EcoBoost. We're going to move on to the next guest. We've been rage baiting him about his EcoBoost for the last 12 months. It's kind of like a reoccurring joke. Everyone just give us a minute so we could get that next guest loaded up in the box. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Hello? All right, they're not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. All right, everybody, just do be patient so we can get that next guest loaded up in here. Everybody, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out this live with a handful of friends. Go to put a MAGA down below in that comment section with your age if you do want to come up and have a conversation with us. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that comment section if you do want to come up and have a conversation with us. Welcome in, Zack. Do you support Trump? Oh, I accidentally just kicked Zack. I didn't mean to. Zack, feel free to hop back in the queue. I literally did not mean to kick you. My bad. What's going on, man? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, obviously. The Camaro and the profile picture sold it for me. Why do you support Trump?
Wait, hold on. Can I ask you a question?
How old are you?
24.
Okay. Isabel, thank you for the $1 over on PayPal. Appreciate you. Okay, yeah, for sure, Luna. Take it away.
So, I guess the Camaro sold you on being a Trump, but you drive a Vet, right? It's the same company, like GM.
Yeah, of course. The grand rivalry.
Oh, okay, I see.
So why do you support Trump?
Okay. I just think it was a better candidate than Kamala Harris. I guess it wasn't like I'm a full Trump, but like I just felt like comparing the two, I felt like that was the better choice.
Okay. So why do you support Trump? Oh, so why do you think that the country would be worse off right now if Kamala Harris was elected?
I guess I don't know a whole lot on the subject, but I guess like with the illegal immigrants and stuff like that, like
Undocumented immigrants.
undocumented.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by that?
I mean, we should call like undocumented immigrants compared to illegal. I think that they're already dehumanized and harmed enough by society because of the rhetoric that Trump spews, the rhetoric that the GOP spews, and the policy of the Trump administration. Maybe we could give them a little bit of their humanity back and not call them illegal.
Okay, so undocumented immigrants.
There you go.
Okay. So I think he's handling that situation more so than Kamala sounded like she would have.
Okay. All right. So you support the mass deportation?
Of undocumented immigrants,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Let's talk about that. Before we do, Lola, thank you for the $15 over on PayPal. I really appreciate you for that. I love Lola. You are fantastic. Everybody, please show some love to Lola down below in that comment section. Show some love to Lola down below in that comment section. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good to see you again today. And okay, can you name one positive material outcome of mass deportation on America, American society, or the American people?
Less theft.
Less like crime? Like so you're saying less crime like theft. Okay, actually not true at all. As it is today, undocumented immigrants are 3 times less likely to commit petty crimes such as theft compared to legal citizens. But if you're going to tell me that we'll still have less theft overall, because even though they're less likely, they still do commit these crimes, and if we remove them from the country, then they won't be committing these crimes in the country, you're still wrong because of the economic effects that mass deportation would have, like reducing wages per, like real median wages, reducing overall GDP growth, reducing government revenue, destabilizing American industries, reducing their output and consumption. All of these things would aid and abet in making the economy worse. All these things would aid and abet in increasing poverty, and a lot of crime is consequential of poverty, especially theft, meaning that theft would nominally raise if we were to do a mass deportation.
Okay. What about how he's moving jobs over to the U.S.?
If he's moving jobs over to the U.S., then how come we see that long-term unemployment is at an all-time high since 2017, and general unemployment is up?
Well, I mean, COVID played a huge part in that, did it not?
COVID was like years ago, man. It's funny.
And
because, it's funny because you want to
we're
like
still
blame
feeling
all.
effects.
It's funny because you want to blame like all the inflation under the Biden-Harris administration on Biden and Harris, but then when it's like 5 years ago and Donald Trump is the president again, now we're blaming COVID for all the bad things. That's crazy work.
Bro, I didn't say anything about Trump, or I didn't say anything about Biden
Can
administration.
you,
I
can you
just said
explain to
COVID.
me like the reciprocal effects of COVID on the job market today?
How about that a lot of local small businesses shut down?
Okay, so then this means that these business shutdowns would have occurred years ago, and that would have eventually stabilized. But it's not stable; it's still going up. Like we don't still see small businesses shutting down from COVID, meaning that the overall level of unemployment increase by small businesses shutting down would have stabilized. But we don't see a stable high level of unemployment. We see an increasingly high level of unemployment. And if you think that shutting down small businesses is bad for employment, then you wouldn't support Trump because his policy is actually shutting down small businesses, particularly his tariffs, right? Everybody likes to talk about recentering manufacturing inside of America, but even small American businesses rely on raw materials produced in other countries in order to make their products in this country. Why? Because they're not large, because they don't have $1 billion. They cannot afford the infrastructure to produce the raw material themselves, so they outsource it to other countries. Now, those raw materials that they use to produce their products in America are more expensive because of the tariffs, which are pressuring them on firing the employees or going out of business as a whole. So in other words, you have now described how Donald Trump's policies negatively affect small businesses, which has also now negatively affected employment.
Okay. So I guess where do you sit with all this? Like what do you think was best for the country, Trump or Kamala?
Kamala.
I guess why?
Why? Well, I thought that her domestic policy was better. She wanted to fight for the working class, not the top 1%. I thought that her character was better. She hasn't been held civilly liable for rape. She hasn't boasted about perving on kids, and she hasn't hit on kids. And I thought that her foreign policy was better because she wanted to make Russia weaker, make the victims stronger, which would lead to lower levels of global tension. And although she was a shill for Israel, not to the extent that Trump is, meaning that I don't even know if Israel would have bombed Iran in the first place, because I don't know if they would have seen her as reliably willing to use our bombs on their facilities, which was necessary because they didn't even possess the capability to do that themselves.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to hear your take on it.
Okay. Nothing else you want to go over insofar as why you support Trump?
That's all.
All right, man. Have a good rest of your day, bro. Let's go move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you support Trump. Yeah, we're just looking for a next Trump supporter to come up here and give us a piece of their mind. What's up? Do you support Trump? I'll take that as a yes. How old are you?
6'7".
6'7". What year were you born in?
49.
Okay, 49. So, whoa. If you were born in the year 49, you would be like what? Like, I don't know. You'd
76.
You'd be like close to like
You know
2,000
the
years
backward
old.
of 476 is 6'7".
You'd be close to 2,000 years old if you were born in the year 49. You told us that you were 67 years old, like not close to 2,000 years old. So you're lying about your age. You're banned. Moving on to the next guest. Try to lie about his age. He was so... Dude, okay, I need to stop. I need to stop with the with the rage bait. Like, people think that in situations like that I'm being real, and then they draw the conclusion like, oh, Dean is so insufferable. Like, I promise I'm just joshing. You know, I swear to God, I'm just pulling your leg, chat. Welcome in. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Oh shit, you sound young. How old are you?
32.
32? What year?
Yeah.
What year are you born in?
1993.
Okay. All right. I hear the age now. Sounds good, man. McKenna, thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. McKenna says, I feel like everybody who uses religion as an excuse to be horrible is just not accepting their privilege and acting as if they are better than everybody else, and they use the privilege of their quote-unquote religion to be bad. A lot of people use the guise of Christianity to be bad actors. I could not agree more. Okay. So why do you support Trump?
I mean, why not? He's the president, right?
So we shouldn't support somebody out of virtue of the fact that they're the president. That's bad. We should be even more critical than we would of, say, the average American. We should be more critical of the president than the average American. Since they hold more power, we should only give them our support if they deserve it by doing good things for the country.
I think we're pretty critical of him. I just still think, he's the president, right? Like, I didn't like Joe Biden, but if it came down to it, and it was us versus somebody else, I mean, I would have supported him, against them.
My friend, you sound... Could you, okay. Who's your favorite rock band?
I sound of the 90s rock band. Wait, are you saying this because of my voice?
Yes.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I know. So that's why I'm not just accusing you of being a kid, because I don't want to be disrespectful. Yeah. I just want to double check.
No, I get it, man. Rock band of the 90s. Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah, works for me. I don't think a 14-year-old could say that. I apologize, and I hope that you understand that wasn't a sign of disrespect. I just really do care about minor safety. Take it away.
No, yeah. Like I was saying, man. If we're going against another country or something like that, I would have supported Biden against them, right? So, and my thinking is, why not support the president that you got? I understand being critical of him. There's definitely a lot to be critical of. But there's also good, right?
Okay, so what are the good things that Donald Trump has done that makes you support him?
I mean, do you think there's good?
In his second term, there's one good thing I could identify that he's done. He passed a bill to crack down on deepfake corn, which was good. But I mean, I think that's the only good thing he's done. Everything else he's done has been absolutely atrocious.
Dang.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, super bad.
So you voted Biden? Did you vote for Biden and Kamala?
Kamala is how you pronounce her name. Yeah, I supported Harris. I
Kamala.
thought she was significantly better. But once again, the question still remains on the table. Why do you think that Trump was better than her?
He just was. I mean, I like the way I like the way he's on top of stuff. He's a
He
businessman,
just
right?
was. Come on, just saying he just was is lazy. Let's do better.
I mean, he's a businessman, right? He knows how to run a business. He's ran one.
Okay, so you're saying that he's a
He might,
businessman. So would you say
Yeah.
that because he's a businessman, he'll be good when drafting like economic policy?
No, not necessarily, but you hire somebody that
Okay.
knows it, right?
Okay, so like, how has this business acumen made itself clear through the presidency?
I mean, he gets stuff done, right? I mean,
What has he
anything
gotten
he
done
said
that
he
you're a
was.
fan of?
I mean, anything he said he was gonna do, right?
Well, he said he was going to end the Russian-Ukraine war on day one. Never happened. He said he was going to cut grocery
Well,
prices.
he's just
on day one,
talking
never
big at that
happened.
point, right?
Well, oh, okay. So if it's a promise that he hasn't fulfilled, then he's just talking big. So what promises has he fulfilled?
Hey, he's fulfilled other promises though, right?
Name one
I mean, you're not
promise
gonna.
he's
You
fulfilled.
can president or anybody
You heard me.
that's come up.
Name one promise he has fulfilled. Let's hear it.
Let's see what. Trying to secure the border.
Securing the border?
Trying to secure the border.
Trying to secure the border. So you think he's tried to secure the border. Do you support his mass deportation?
I mean, I gotta think of it like, the people that come over here legally. I got a lot of friends that came over legally, right? So, they don't like it that people just come in like that, So in that aspect, yeah, I mean, I support deportation. Now, do I support him deporting families that are helpful to society? No, probably not. But I do support, deportation in some kind of way.
Okay, so would you say that you only support like the deportation of like individuals with like prior violent offenses, like undocumented
Yeah.
immigrant? Okay. Well, did you know that
Single males? Yeah.
Why would you deport?
Single males,
What?
single females, single males, single females.
Why
I
do you
guess.
want to deport single people?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, so then why do you support it? Oh, I
why
just want
not?
to ruin
why
their
not?
fucking life. Okay, why not? Why
Like,
not?
Again, it goes back to the point. It goes.
Okay, I'll tell you very clearly why not. Because of the reciprocal effects that it has on our country and the effects that it has on them. Why not? I don't know. Maybe because it ruins their fucking life and reduces our GDP by close to $2 trillion every year. Why not? I don't know. Maybe because it's hypocritical and spineless as fuck to suggest that somebody should be removed from the country if they commit a misdemeanor, but you support having a 34-count felon adjudicated rapist serving as our president. And then when he pardons violent offenders that attempted to kill cops on the Capitol at January 6th, you turn a blind eye. There's a handful of reasons why not. What about that, my friend?
Isn't it illegal to come over illegally? Right?
Isn't it illegal to come over illegally? No, it's actually completely illegal. Yeah. It's completely legal to do something that's illegal.
Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's a misdemeanor.
Okay, so, I mean, I'm just looking at it from the lens of, I know people that came over, went through the process. It's not just a laid back process, man. And just to support a bunch of people coming over, like, no, I can't be on board with that. Like anybody with common sense wouldn't be on board with that.
Okay.
You don't know who's coming over.
So I actually agree that we should reduce undocumented entry with the use of effective benevolent policy, like removing the incentive for it. Like, I think that the root incentive of undocumented entry is the fact that our legal means of entry into the country have been neglected by Congress for the last 30 years. Too slow, too expensive, unattainable, so individuals decide to enter illegally instead. But see, that's not what Donald Trump has done. Donald Trump hasn't reduced undocumented entry with good sound policy. He's reduced it with fascism.
Fascism?
Yeah, man. It's like they want to immigrate here to have
they
want to immigrate here to have a higher quality of life. So therefore, if you convince them that they'll have a lower quality of life, they won't immigrate here anymore, even if it's illegal, right? And he's convincing.
Do you think he's doing it based off of them, who they are, like as people, like fascism? Like, what do you mean he's a fascist?
Yeah.
Like just one thing.
He has illegally deported some undocumented immigrants to El Salvador, where they were beaten, tortured, and starved for 3 weeks.
Or did they come over legally? Or wait, what was it? They applied for asylum.
So they applied for a form of asylum, actually, withholding order. A judge ruled that their removal was forbidden. The withholding order was sound, so I guess they did have a legal standing, so they weren't an undocumented immigrant. And then Donald Trump illegally deported them, even though they couldn't be deported, to a center for terrorists in El Salvador, where they were beaten, tortured, and starved for 3 weeks. And then also, I just want to say, your follow-up there, but were they illegal? Were they? Oh, yeah, because of a SCOTUS ruling on April 10th. Our Supreme Court, Will.i.am was removed for a community guidelines violation. Okay, goodbye. Yo, Alpha Phoenix, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube. I'm a little bit behind, but the guy who was talking about Western Europe was a literal Nazi, somebody who grew up in that kind of family. I know what his argument was. Well, I mean, thank you for informing me. I personally wasn't familiar with it whatsoever. As well as Lion with the $5 on Venmo saying all those wars he stopped. Yeah, he stopped all the wars, quite frankly.
Hello.
Welcome in. Ashley with the $10 on Venmo saying, keep educating the MAGA cult. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. And then Brooke with $1.50 over on PayPal. Thank you, guys. If you're watching and you want to support me, you could buy my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms, and since there's a notification at the top of my phone, so I could read your name, any amount, and any and all attached messages, they go straight to me. You could also find the V and the P and the linked message and the pinned message, on the YT stream. Now, welcome in, Mr. Dylan. Do you support Trump?
No, I support Nick Fuentes.
Bro, you have Bible verses in your bio.
Yeah, and I'm a national socialist.
Do you think that Jesus would support white supremacy?
I don't support white supremacy.
Okay,
Nor does Nick Fuentes. No, he doesn't.
Do you think that Jesus would support Hitler?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me one indication from the gospel that Jesus would support Hitler.
I'm not giving you an indication, man. But
You don't give it to me. No, I'm pressing you. I'm pressing you. Give me one indication from the scripture. Oh, like the part about Psalms where he's like,
listen.
oh, give to those that are more needy than yourself and you'll be given great glory in the kingdom of heaven. Obviously, that would make him a Nazi. Or, the fact that he's willing to invite anybody and everybody to sit down at the dinner table across from him, regardless if you were a tax collector, regardless if you were a Pharisee, regardless if you were a God, I forget the word, peace student. Obviously, he would have been Nazi, or yeah. So, could you give me one indication from the scripture that would indicate that he would support Hitler?
no, but what I will say is Hitler didn't.
Oh, you can't? Yeah, then don't say that. Oh, Dean, I see you're a Christian. Do you think Jesus would support Hitler? Guessed yes. Dean, can you give me one indication from the scripture that would make it clear that he would? Dylan says no, but he would. Guys, trust me, bro. Guys, trust me. Trust me. I promise that Jesus would support Hitler. You know what? You're pathetic, Dylan. If you're watching this, you are absolutely pathetic, and you put such a terrible stain on your religion. One thing that will ensure Christianity will not grow, one thing that will ensure that Christianity will be socially ostracized, is if you go around saying that your God would support a genocidal maniac who started a war that led to the deaths of over 100 million people and directly committed a genocide that systemically executed 12.6 million people. Moving on to the next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that you support Trump. We're going to get that next guest, Mr. Pickles, loaded in here right now. Is Dean religious? I'm agnostic. I just think that people like that are literally just bottom of the barrel, People like that, and hopefully that's something that we could all agree on. Can we all agree on that? Even the Trump supporters in the stream, can we all agree on that?
I am a Trump supporter.
Banned. Can we all agree on that? Can every single one of us agree on that? Yes. That's great. That's great. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Look at that. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Adrian?
Yes, I do.
What time is it?
It is currently 41 minutes past 5.
Okay. What state are you in?
Arizona.
Okay. Name one state that borders Arizona.
Utah, Colorado, New Mexico. I live in the United States, but I'm from Britain.
Wrong. Sorry, you're wrong. Wait, actually, are those the four corners? Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico? Let me make sure. Map of U.S. Technically, he's right. Technically, he's right. Technically, he's right. See, I forgot about the four corners. Technically, Colorado does border Arizona. Feel free to hop back in that queue. You're right. Feel free to hop back in that queue. All right, moving on to the next guest. Here we go. See, I'm from Colorado, right? I was like, I've been to the Four Corners once. You know, the only place in the country where four states touch
No,
each
I'm
other.
sorry, I didn't mean to join this. I don't support Trump, please.
No worries. And I was gonna say, I know that two of the Four Corners were Arizona, not Arizona, were Utah, and New Mexico. And yeah, what's that fourth corner? It's Arizona. He was right. He was not wrong. Moving on to our next guest. Here we go. All right, let's go get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Hop in that queue if you support Chip. Somebody is in the queue, and their name is Dean Likes Men. All right, moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Well,
Fuck
welcome
Donald Trump.
Yo, bass, but band. Skedaddle. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Let's go get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Please only hop in that queue if you support Trump. If you join that queue and you do not support Trump, you are going to get banned. You are going to get banned, quite frankly. You're going to get show banned. Show quickly banned. Do you support Trump? Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Take a good look at the rules in the middle of your phone screen before you join up. Please do. Please do. Take a good look at the middle of the phone screen before you join up. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Dean, do you listen to Claro?
No, not really. Hi, Tony. Welcome in, man. Do you support Trump? Tony, come back. Wait, am I banning people from Parker's account? Yeah. All right, Tony's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. Why are we on Parker's account? Because I got banned on my own, bruh. What a sad day, right, chat? But I'll have my main account back tomorrow. It'll just be a late live. Like we'll seriously be going live at like 5 p.m. my time. Unfortunately. All right, we're going to get that next guest loaded up in here right now, guys. Go to put a mag with your rage down below in the chat. All the Trump supporters are scared of me right now. We have 7.7 thousand people in the TikTok live stream, and there's not one of y'all I don't want to debate. Quite frankly. So terrible. How excruciatingly terrible, chat. Josh, thank you for the $2 over on Super Chat saying he's wrong about Arizona. I think that's a part of Arizona is 545. I think another part of it is
Dean, you're
445.
so hot.
Do you support
I
Trump?
love you. You're so hot.
Do you support Trump?
No, I don't. I just want to tell you you're so hot.
Banned! Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Just give us a minute. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Here we go, everybody. Just do be patient. We got Steven Gunn loaded up in the box. Guys, going to put a magnet with your age down below in that chat. Here we go, everybody. Just be patient. We are only looking at Dr. Trump supporters. Hello, Steven. Do you support Trump?
Hello. So I have a friend in here watching that does support Trump. I kind of he doesn't want to join because he doesn't want to get blasted. But he thinks, and the reason he supports.
I'm sorry, dude. If he wants to join, I'll happily talk to him. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna ban you, but no hard feelings. I hope that you're able to change his mind. I think that you're doing the Lord's work for putting the effort in. You're just simply too based to have on the stream. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Please follow the rules. Follow the rules. Welcome into You Support Trump.
Yes.
How old are you?
Old enough.
Okay. What does that mean? That means you're
Of
banned.
age.
Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got Lydia loading up in the box. Y'all follow the rules. Follow the rules. Come on. Quite frankly. Hello, Lydia. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean. I was just wondering because I sent you
banned. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We got CRH loaded up into the box. Here we go, everybody. Yippee. We're going to put the rules in the middle of the phone screen. Follow the rules. You're going to get banned. Literally no exceptions. Rule breakers get banned. Take a look at that last statement there. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. We got Tin Man loading up in the box. Why do people keep on spamming cane sugar in the chat? Cane sugar. Get pushed. Is that guy? I wonder where that guy went. Welcome in, Tin Man. Do you support Trump? Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Stop joining if you're not here to debate. Like, you're gonna get banned. I don't want to have to do it. I don't want to have to, but I am gonna do it. Welcome in, Ava. Do you support Trump? Oh, she's not even loaded in yet. Hi, welcome in, Cardi Goat. Do you support Trump? Banned. Here. Dude. I would love to get the perspective of a misogynist on this issue, truly. No, I'd just love it. It'd be so valuable. It'd be so fucking valuable. All right, let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here right now. Go ahead and put a me down below in that chat if you think that men are better leading than women. What's up, Adrian? How old are you?
I'm 18.
18. What year were you born in?
Huh? Wait, what? Repeat. I didn't hear.
What year were you born in?
3rd of January 2007.
Great. And you think that men are better at leading than women. Why is that?
Absolutely.
Okay, why?
Because they're genetically stronger.
Okay, can you like stop fucking like, dude, okay, you're doing this with your phone right now.
Yeah, sorry, it's because something was banged, something was on.
Good.
Or something was blocking.
No worries.
Yeah, sorry.
So why do you think men are better at leading than women? Let's hear it.
Because they're just smarter. Overall, we're just smarter, you know.
Smarter? Well,
They've got
there's not really any hard evidence to indicate if like one gender were to have a higher IQ than the other on average. However, you know, like there's like tangential empirical data that would like give us reason to believe that women are smarter than men. Like for instance, women.
Can you just name one female scientist?
Let's call women. And now you're asking me to name one scientist that's a woman. I think I'm gonna be honest here. I'd struggle to name a scientist that's a man. Like I don't really study. I don't really study scientists, right? Looks like everybody in the chat does. So you could look down there. But now I'm going to finish responding to the position. So you think that men are more intelligent on average than women? Okay. Well, first and foremost, I would say that we don't actually have any data to suggest this, like any studies done with sound methodology on IQs, if you want to use IQ as a measure of intelligence. However, we have tangential evidence to demonstrate that it's quite possible women are more intelligent than men on average. The tangential evidence to demonstrate this point. 1 second, calm down, control your emotions. The tangential evidence to demonstrate this point are pretty clear. Women outperform men in the context of school. They get more degrees. There's a positive relationship between intelligence and performance in school.
No, that's just false. It's false.
Are you saying that it's wrong that women outperform men in the context of school, or it's wrong that there's a positive correlation between performance in school and IQ?
I'm just saying that never happens.
You're not telling me which point I said that you think is wrong. Do you think it's wrong that women outperform men in school, or it's wrong that there's a positive relationship between IQ and performance in school?
It's wrong that women outperform men in school.
Okay, all right.
That never happened. It doesn't matter what the statistics say, it just never happens.
Okay. Well, I think that the statistics prove you wrong, right? Yeah. For instance, here's literally a study from Harvard. I want you to go on Google. I want you to type in Harvard, gender and academic performance and hiring.
And they're all just feminists, so extreme feminists.
Okay.
Just like how extreme feminists are lesbians. Like, come on.
Extreme feminists are lesbians?
Yeah, because they're so feminist, they won't kiss a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if extreme
so against
feminists
men
are lesbians, then extreme misogynists are gay?
I get no. What? No. Extreme misogynist.
Think about it. If extreme feminists are lesbian, what's the opposite of a feminist? Somebody that's misogynist. Then extreme misogynists are gay. Using your logic, you're obviously misogynistic because you think that men are better at leading than women, and you call yourself misogynistic. So this means, in accordance with your line of reasoning here, you're gay, right?
No, I'm not gay.
Okay, so if being misogynist doesn't make you gay, then why does being feminist make you lesbian? Okay. All right. Well, yeah, he had to go. He violated TOS. That was pretty quick, guys. He violated TOS. That one was pretty quick. See, guys, here's the deal. If you're curious why I don't run these topics more frequently, it's because of that. TikTok just says, you know what, Dean, we're going to ban you now. Like, you know, I think it'd be very beneficial to spread awareness and education on the predominance of misogyny in society. Adam, thank you for the galaxy, while also directly refuting the views with reason, fact, and logic, and exposing those that hold them as really low IQ. TikTok won't let us do that. You know, and it's so fun to shit on misogynists while also advocating for greater truth and a better understanding of reason, logic, and critical thought. But they don't let us do it. They don't let us do it. They don't let us do it. They don't at all. All right. Now for everybody watching on TikTok, the remaining 7,000 of y'all, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit a restart to hopefully get debates for the last hour. So if you want to come back after the restart, first and foremost, make sure that you're following this account. Chances are you aren't because it's not mine. Right? So make sure that follow button so you can find your way back in. And here's the instructions on how you could definitely find your way back. Once the live ends, you will see this pop up on your phone screen. I took a screenshot of it the last time my live ended. Just give me a second. Give me a second here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pulling it up. There are so many pictures of my cat on my phone. Look at the cat chat. Okay, sorry. Let me pull up what I'm trying to pull up here. I just can't find it. There's so many screenshots. Dude, I take so many pictures of my cat, guys. It is ridiculous. It is unhealthy, honestly. I literally can't even... Okay, there it is. Okay. This is what your phone will look like when the live ends. If you click on the profile picture right there, it'll direct you to the account page. The account page will look like this, right? Now, if you pull down on that account page, it'll refresh it. So what I want you to do is when the live ends, hit the profile picture in the middle of the phone screen. It'll direct you to the account page, count to 10, swipe down, refresh, then click back in on the profile picture to the new live. That's how you do it. I'm hoping that at least 5,000 of y'all will come back. We're going to go and do